The NCAA tournament and the West Regional in Wichita, Kansas. Welcome to Missouri Tiger basketball. As this evening the Tigers make their 30th NCAA appearance as they'll take on the champions of the Missouri Valley, the Drake Bulldogs, in an 11-6 matchup. Hi everyone, I'm Mike Kelly, Chris Gervino, and Jeremy Washington are alongside as tonight the Tigers will try to advance to the NCAA tournament and the second round for the second time in as many trips. They did so 2 years ago, winning against Utah State before eventually being knocked out in Sacramento by the Princeton Tigers. They play a team that won 30 games during the regular season, won the regular season in the Valley, won the conference tournament, and it's a Drake team, Chris, that is made up by a number of kids that started their career in Maryville, Missouri at Division II. Northwest Missouri State.
It's one of the great stories in college basketball this season, certainly in Division I. Ben McCullum, the coach, of course, spent 15 years at Northwest Missouri State, won 4 national titles. He's got 4 of his players from there with him on this Drake team. And just the overall Missouri flavor to this team, 7 of the top 8 players on the Drake squad in terms of minutes played are from Missouri, many from the Kansas City area. You've got Springfield, Nixa also represented. So, again, a team that is 30-3, best record in the entire tournament other than Duke at 31-3. So they are used to winning games.
Their best player is Bennett Sturtz. He was the player of the year in the Missouri Valley Conference. He averages 19 points, 4 rebounds, 5.6 assists, shoots 49% from the field, 38% from 3. 79% from the free throw line, and oh, by the way, he only plays 39 minutes a game.
Only 39 minutes a game. They lean on him so much, and Mitch Muscari, who plays 38 minutes a game. But Bennett Sturtz, you reeled off the numbers. Pretty complete basketball player. Missouri Valley Player of the Year, as you mentioned, just named this week. Honorable mention All-American, and he's a capable scorer. 30 points on a couple of different occasions this season.
A native of Liberty, Missouri, he had no Division I offers coming out of high school. He's the only player in the nation with 600 points, 631 this season, 180 assists. He's got 188, and 70 or more steals. He's got 71. He's also the only player in Valley history to achieve those type of numbers since a guy named Larry Bird.
Yes, and that was a few years ago, right? Back in 1979 when he ended up in that epic national title game against Magic Johnson and Michigan State. Bird, of course, with Indiana State. So, again, this is a storybook team and a storybook season that it's had. You just hope Missouri does not become the latest victim of Drake's success.
Missouri comes in scoring 80 or more points in 10 consecutive games. Meanwhile, Drake has the number 1 scoring defense in America. They allow just 58.4 points per game. Mizzou, as we told you, does a good job scoring the basketball. Number 9 in scoring offense at 84.5 points. Number 232, though, in scoring defense, allowing 73.6 points per game.
And I think that's the real concern coming into this tournament. We've talked about it a bit lately in the season when Missouri dropped, of course, 5 of its last 7 games coming in. It's been prone to allowing the opponents to score big numbers, and Drake's defense is so good. You know, it's just going to be a contrast in styles, I think. Missouri has scored 80 points or more in 10 straight games. Drake gave up 80 points once this season. That was in an overtime game. So they play deliberately. Missouri likes to get up and down. Missouri scores a lot of points, gives up a lot of points. Drake doesn't score as much, but doesn't give up nearly as much.
They will test your patience. They will test your poise. They will test your fundamentals when you're on the defensive end of the court. Their average possession, more than 22 seconds on the shot clock.
That's the slowest pace in major college basketball. As the Coach McCullum said yesterday, we don't like to think of it of slowing things down, but we're patient and like to look for good shots. And, you know, as you mentioned, not many teams have to play defense for 25 seconds or so of possession, so it really tests Missouri's discipline each way. And the Tigers just have got to be really focused. They're the favored team tonight. They're the better seeded team tonight. They're clearly the bigger team. Drake has nobody taller than 6'8". But while Missouri's lost 5 of 7, Drake's won 7 in a row and 18 of its last 19 games. I mean, they just win and win and win, at least at their level in the Missouri Valley Conference.
6 of Missouri's last 8 opponents reached the 90-point mark against the Tigers. Meanwhile, if you look at just in terms of shooting numbers this year, when teams shoot 50% or better against Missouri, the Tigers are 6-4. Florida, which went on to win the SEC tournament title in Nashville last week, shot a season high against Missouri, 61.8% from the field. And again, once Josh Gray went out of the game, they started going high-low against Missouri's lack of size, and it was over from that point.
Yeah, and I thought that game really showed just how good Florida is, because they beat Missouri up in the first half with the guard play. Will Richard and Walter Clayton, of course, outstanding, scored 30 of the 50 points. And then, as you mentioned, the second half, when Josh Gray got in foul trouble, it was lights out because Florida just pounded the ball inside, and their deep front court, 4 players deep, just took Missouri to task.
You know, it's the first game of the evening session, Missouri and Drake. Second game tonight will feature Texas Tech against UNC Wilmington. The winner of the Missouri game will face the winner of that game coming up on Saturday. Already Houston is easily advanced as they blew out SIU Edwardsville, and same thing in the 8-9 game as it was Gonzaga blowing out Georgia in rather easy fashion this afternoon.
Correct. When you look at the scores of this first day and really the first 8 games, most of them have been lopsided. There were a few games, 2, that ended up in single digits, just 2 of the 8, and frankly, they were not that close. Clemson came from 22 down in the second half to get within 3 in its game against McNeese State, which pulled off the upset. And then BYU and VCU was fairly competitive, but really most of those games were one-sided, with the favored team winning every one except that McNeese State upset of Clemson.
The other thing, as we learned last week about being the first game of the evening session, is that if the second game runs a little bit long, they put 55 minutes on the clock to clear the building and turn the building over before they allow the next group of fans to come in. So we're still some 39, almost 40 minutes away from the starting lineups in this game.
Probably good for you to point that out. We see the clock here, but fans ought to know that this game will tip off a little late, not too terribly late, probably about 6:50 as opposed to the 6:35 tip. But here we are in Wichita, Kansas, Intrust Bank Arena, 15,000-seat building. It opened in 2010, so it's about 15 years old, and we've seen a lot of folks from Missouri already in town and excited about this game. A lot of media members, not just from St. Louis, but Kansas City here. It's almost like old times.
Let's go back to 2012 when Missouri played its most recent NCAA tournament within driving distance. That was in Omaha. The team bussed to Omaha. They would lose in the first round at Norfolk State. Missouri bussed to Wichita. Not a bad drive, only about 324 miles from Columbia, Missouri. Tigers took 2 buses, made their way over on Tuesday. We took 3 separate cars because, we frankly just need room to have our thoughts to ourselves as we navigate Highway 70 and then 435 and then down 35 south. But it's not a bad drive at all, is it?
No, it's as Coach Gates said to the fans, it's drivable, be there. Well, we drove and we're here at least, and anywhere between 4.5 and 5 hours, I guess, depending on your speed of choice and traffic, and there wasn't much when we came down a couple of days ago. So it's a great spot for Missouri. I would not have guessed the Tigers would end up here, even though it's the closest locale that was available in the NCAA tournament. Number 6 seed, kind of middle of the pack. You really had no idea, but I think it really worked out well for Missouri in terms of no travel travails and opportunity for fans to be here, and I think they will. We're hearing about a couple thousand fans should be decked out in black and gold, and I would expect Drake, obviously, not much farther, Des Moines, Iowa, to have a lot of fans, because I know they're excited about their team and this historic season they've had.
Well, on Sunday night when the tournament pairings were announced, on the secondary market, the tickets for this venue were above $400 for some of the seats, which I think speaks to Drake's impact and their fans and how they're going to be in the building tonight.
Well, they've been so good, and we've talked, before coming on the air, I saw Drake play this season and was really impressed, and I remember thinking, boy, just as general thought, that's a team I wouldn't really want to see come tournament time.
You've been saying that for 3 weeks.
I know, and it's just because I saw them and I thought that. Now, I'm probably just overly concerned about things, right? But no, it's a compliment to them. I mean, and we'll see tonight, Mike. If Missouri wins this game, as it's favored to do, as a better seed, it will not be because Drake is poorly coached or plays badly. I mean, they are just so disciplined, so deliberate, so effective. Again, Missouri's in the SEC. Missouri had a great run. Missouri's played 22 games against teams in the NCAA tournament. Drake played 1. That was against Vanderbilt in December. And they won that game by double digits, but a lot different competition coming in. But that's taking nothing away from Drake, because as we've both said now, I noticed them weeks ago and thought, That could be a dangerous opponent for anyone, let alone here we are with the Tigers.
It's Chris Trevino. I'm Mike Kelly. Jeremy Washington is with us courtside. Dylan Riggs running the show back at Learfield, the world headquarters in Jefferson City. Again, we still got about 36 minutes before the starting lineups in this matchup between the 6th seed Missouri and the 11th seed, the Bulldogs of Drake. Let's talk about conferences, okay? Missouri playing in the Southeastern Conference, one of 14 members from that league that was named into the field of 68 teams. Of course, Texas is gone, Georgia is gone. So Tigers need to try to come out and represent tonight. That was the number 1 rated league in America. Drake played in the Missouri Valley. In terms of conference ratings, it's the 10th rated league in America. What's your takeaway from that?
Well, I think clearly the SEC is stronger, obviously deeper, better. The takeaway, though, is still that this is just one game for Missouri against one team on one night. And we've seen it before, haven't we? We've been around long enough to see some great highs and some sad lows, honestly. And, I mean, this team dominated that league. This team was 30-3 overall, won the league regular season title, won the league tournament title, and was pretty convincing in that. So clearly Missouri's had stronger, better competition. There's no comparison. Again, I go back to what I think is a really interesting and great stat. Missouri's played 22 games against teams in this national tournament field. Drake's played 1. Right. But again, it beat that one Vanderbilt from the SEC, so you have to be careful.
To your point, is 11-11 against those 22 games against teams that are in the field.
Right. So Missouri belongs. I think its seed is accurate and fair, right? The 6th seed, that would say you're the 23rd best team in the tournament, based on the seeding, and I think that's about right where Missouri was in the regular season and in the national polls. They don't have to correlate, but I think that's about right. And, too, in recent years, the 11-6 game has been the most prolific upset game in the tournament. I mean, that's just the facts. In the early round, 11s have had their way with 6s, so let's hope that does not happen in this particular matchup tonight.
Yesterday was March the 19th. If I say to you, Chris Trevino, what is the significance of March the 19th, 1995?
Well, I'm cheating as I answer this quickly because you sent me a text message yesterday morning. It's the 30th anniversary of the Tyus Edney game when Missouri played UCLA out in Boise, Idaho, and such a memorable game. Missouri had beaten Bobby Knight in Indiana in the 8-9 seeded game, then went against UCLA, the number 1 seed in the entire tournament. I've told you this story. I may as well share it on the air.
We have time.
I'm covering that game on television. And, of course, you're already announcing on radio, and I'm sitting there with a great media seat, by the way. I must have known somebody. I didn't. It was dumb luck. Right at midcourt, probably right behind you guys. And I'm looking, and Julian Winfield scores that basket. And Missouri is up 1 point with 4.8 seconds to go. Timeout. And I think to myself, really still trying to be an objective reporter, but think to myself, my gosh, Missouri's going to win this game. Because obviously they were underdogs against the number 1 seed in the tournament. It was a great competitive game all the way, but you just think, okay, UCLA is going to get it done eventually. Well, 4.8 seconds to go, Missouri has a lead. They've got to go the length of the darn floor to win. And by golly, the rest is history. Tyus, and they still use it on the CBS network programming opening to some of these tournament games. But what's amazing now, Mike, when you sent me that message yesterday morning, it's been 30 years, and that did shock me. But obviously, you do the math. 1995, 2025. Here we are. Crazy.
Now I'll share my perspective on that memorable day back in 1995. Working with Jim Kennedy, Julian Quincy Winfield gets the rebound basket, puts it in. Tigers take the lead, and as we're going to the break, I say, oh, baby, I love this tournament. Kennedy and I looked at each other and wrote a little note. Too much time. Come out of the timeout. Norm Stewart had his team huddled. Kendrick Moore and Jason Sutherland were the 2 closest players to Tyus Edney. He told Kendrick Moore, you start at the top of the key. Jason, you're on Tyus Edney. Cameron Dollar, their other good guard, who would become an assistant coach, coached at St. Louis U, as a matter of fact, was the man inbounding the ball. He told Kendrick Moore, if he goes to the left, you go over to the sideline, you turn him 1 time, just 1 time. The game is over. Young freshman from Hartford, Connecticut, ball is inbounded, and instead of reading and going over and making him turn 1 time, chased. Edney came up the left sideline, went behind his back at half court, got into the middle of the paint, and there's a picture out there somewhere and I'd love to see it at some point in time. Derek Grimm is standing in the middle of the paint, and the basketball literally over his, and he was 6 feet 10 inches tall, native of Morton, Illinois, hands extended straight up, and the ball barely went over his outstretched arms and into the basket. And what's the whole story? Survive and advance. And it's also, Chris, led me to this for years, here 30 years later. I've always had this philosophy. You don't get too up or too down depending on what happens with your team. Because you know what college sports is? Sports in general, particularly college sports, though. It's about kids making plays. And on that day in Boise, Idaho, Tyus Edney made a play.
Well, it was memorable, and you pointed out the closeness of so many things that had to go a certain way, and they did. And first and foremost, Tyus Edney made an incredible play, 4.8 seconds, length of the floor to get it done, and that was really amazing. And then UCLA, of course, not only wins that game, but goes on to win the national championship as the number one seed in the entire tournament. But Missouri was that close. And, of course, I take this away, too, as a Missouri graduate and longtime observer of the Tigers in sports, of course, with a job. You think of that basketball game. You think of Colorado, the fifth down in 1990, that they won with an extra play when he still didn't get in, by the way.
Flea kicker.
And they win the national title in Colorado. Nebraska flea kicker wins that game in overtime. One of the great college football games I've ever been lucky to see in person. And they win that game and win the national title. So Missouri against UCLA, Colorado, Nebraska have the craziest of endings. And all three teams that won those memorable games went on to win national championships. There's absolutely no way that happens without their wins over Missouri.
I remember this conversation with Norm Stewart in Boise during a practice prior to the UCLA game, prior to the Indiana game, actually, because they had to beat Indiana in the first round to get to UCLA. And Coach Stewart looked at me and he said, Mike, I'm telling you, if we beat Indiana, we will beat UCLA. And they came 4.8 seconds away from doing just that. Yeah, and then to add insult to injuries, as now you and I have been doing this long enough that we've both witnessed travel delays. Get to the airport in Boise, plane isn't there. Have to sit on the bus for almost 3 hours, waiting for the plane to arrive to get onto the tarmac to eventually make our way back to Columbia, Missouri.
And the irony of that is, as a TV reporter at the time, in the locker room in Boise waiting and trying to get interviews, Coach Stewart was real quick with the team. He got them out of there in a hurry. Understandably, it was a bitter defeat there right at the end. So we were still trying to get players as they were literally walking out of the locker room. I think a lot of us even followed them, at least to an extent, onto the sidewalk as they headed to the bus. And then you get delayed at the airport. So when it rains, it pours sometimes, and so much for the quick getaway after a heartbreaker in Boise.
There were times when we could not, with Coach Stewart as the head coach, there were times when literally trying to get done with our postgame show after a loss on the road, it was challenging to get everything, all the content in. It was also challenging for the engineer to make it to the buses, to make it to the airplane on time to fly back after the game. Our friend Steve Camden, who at one point in time sat in Jeremy Washington's seat, might have been left at the arena more than one time as the Tigers tried to make their way after a loss on the road during the course of a season when Coach Stewart was the coach. We are filling time, folks. Still about 28 minutes away from the starting lineups for this game between the 11th seed, the Drake Bulldogs out of the Missouri Valley, and the 6th seed from the Southeastern Conference, your Missouri Tigers. 22-11 on the season. Drake comes in with a record of 30-3. They swept through the Valley with a record of 17-3. Here's a Missouri Valley connection. Our friend Jack Watkins, who when I started doing this more than 30 years ago was the basketball SID with Bob Brindle. Jack had a little mishap earlier this week, had been in the hospital, now home. Jack, I just want you to know that we're thinking of you, buddy, and hoping that you have a speedy recovery. Jackie Ray Watkins, our guy.
The pride of Sykeston, Missouri, along with a guy named James Wilder, of course. Yeah, I was hoping we'd see Jack here, thought we might with his ties to the conference. The leader that he is, and he couldn't lose in this game. I know he's a Mizzou guy deep in his heart, but with Drake representing the Missouri Valley so well and was such a strong team in the tournament, this game was made for him. So, Jack, we send you our best. We miss you, and one way or another, we hope you'll have a smile on your face at the end of the ball game tonight.
That's Chris Trevino. I'm Mike Kelly. Jeremy Washington is alongside Dylan Riggs running the show back in Learfield. When we come back to Wichita, a conversation with the Wichita native, Caleb Grill, on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
Tiger fans, do you like to gamble? Well, gambling's exactly what you're doing if you have your home or business electrical installation done by a contractor who's not qualified, trained, and insured. Don't take the chance. Be safe. Be certain. Use only IBEW contractors to do your electrical work. The stakes are just too high for anything else. You can depend on your hometown IBEW and IBEW contractors.
We all make plans for the future, but car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires can disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. To get started, find an agent at shelterinsurance.com. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Today's game is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs. For protection on the road and on the water. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com. This is Mizzou basketball from Learfield.
Group of lots and lots of pizza. You know, so many people are stuck in the moat of mundaneness when it comes to their frozen pizza choice. Same cardboard crust, flavorless sauce, second-rate cheese. You know, all the assumptions of a frozen pizza. Well, it's time to ditch the downer and throw out that theory by diving into a brew pub lots and lots of pizza. Thin, cracker-like crust, a bold, tasty sauce, high-quality meat and veggie toppings, and bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning mozzarella cheese. There's nothing humdrum about a brew pub pizza. See for yourself. Snag one today from the frozen pizza section at your local grocery store.
Do you wave a tiger tail in your sleep? See tigers in the clouds? Never wear garnet and white together? If so, there's no better way to show your Mizzou pride than with the Regions Visa debit card and prepaid Regions Now card customized with your favorite MU photo. As passionate as you are about the Tigers, Regions is even more passionate about celebrating your every financial win and helping you plan for the next one. Personalize your card today at yourpicks.regions.com. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
Mike Kelly in Wichita, Missouri, and Drake today in round one of the NCAA tournament. We get a chance to visit with the Tiger senior guard and Wichita native Caleb Grill. You've played in the national tournament. You've made it to the Sweet 16 before. What's the mindset that your team has to have in round one?
Well, I just think first off, from the experience that I've been here before, that you just got to take it one possession at a time. You're not going to knock anybody out with a home run on the first couple plays of the game. I think that's what makes this tournament so special is anybody can beat anybody on any given night. No matter what conference you in, you could be in, like they're in the Missouri Valley. And I've seen throughout my whole life multiple Missouri Valley teams, like just here in Wichita, when Wichita State was in the Missouri Valley, they made a Final Four run. So I just know like those teams are really disciplined, and we just got to do it for 40 consecutive minutes tonight. And if we do that, we'll have success tonight.
Watching Drake on video, what impresses you the most about the way that they approach the game?
Probably their discipline and how they play for one another. I think they've been playing for each other for about 3-4 years now at least, and they've won national championships together. And when you have that type of connectivity, they know how to win. And just because it was at a Division II, that doesn't mean anything. I've watched in my AA basketball because my brother plays in the same league as all these guys were last year, and it's a very competitive league, and it's better than I would say half Division I conferences anyways. So they got real talent, they got real experience, and they got real discipline, and that's just what impresses me the most about them.
Finally, what does it mean to be home?
It means everything, just because being able to be close to the people who have helped get me to where I'm at, and then the start of my end of my career, because we're going to end in San Antonio, but the start of my end of career, starting it right here where I grew up, I think that's what means the most to me.
Go get a win.
All right, thank you.
It's Caleb Grill, and I'm Mike Kelly. Chris Trevino comes your way next on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
It's game time. As Mizzou hoops action heats up, there's only one way to cool down. Shock Top Belgian White.
So grab your friends and a couple cold ones and toast to the thrill of college basketball. Shock Top Belgian White. Shock your world. This refreshing beer brings a burst of citrus to your glass, making it the perfect choice for cheering on the Mizzou Tigers. Whether you're courtside or couchside, Shock Top Belgian White is a slam dunk for all the nail-biting buzzer beaters and unforgettable alley-oops. Shock Top, official craft beer sponsor of the Missouri Tigers. Please enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Shock Top Brewing Company, Portland, Oregon.
Progressive knows there are two things RV owners love: to travel and relax. And they like to take both nice and slow. Just like this commercial. And what's more relaxing than the peace of mind knowing their RV is protected by Progressive? Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates.
Today's game is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs. For protection on the road and on the water. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com. This is Mizzou basketball from Learfield.
The Club at Old Hawthorne is a terrific golf course with amazing practice facilities, which is why the Mizzou golf teams play here. Here's what you might not know. The Club at Old Hawthorne is a community with a welcoming environment that's a perfect fit for an active lifestyle. Golf, tennis, pickleball, swimming, and a fitness center with classes all at one club. The Club at Old Hawthorne. Visit oldhawthorne.com to learn more or schedule a tour. I'm Mike Kelly, the voice of the Missouri Tigers. How much do I love Old Hawthorne? I live here.
Come on. That was me, a proper internet troll, finally having enough, all because of slow, spotty internet. We've all been there. So switch to Brightspeed Fiber Internet. Its ultra-fast fiber and wall-to-wall Wi-Fi coverage have me throwing out likes and hearts like confetti at a parade. I love parades. Who knew?
Brightspeed Fiber Internet. Switch to the bright side at brightspeed.com/today. Limited availability in select areas.
Missouri and Drake coming up shortly in the NCAA tournament. Chris Trevino joined now by Ben McCullum, head coach of the Drake Bulldogs, formerly at Northwest Missouri State, where he won 4 state titles in 15 years. Coach, great to see you. Congrats on your success in Maryville and now Des Moines. What's been the key to that transition, taking it to your Missouri Valley Championship in this tournament bid?
Yeah, I think just the way we built it. We built it with the right personnel, built it with good kids, and obviously I'd coached 4 of them before, so that certainly gave us a head start. And then the transfers that came in with blind faith and really bought into what we wanted to do, and we were able to win at a high level very early.
And a Missouri flavor, all these Missouri kids, 7 of your top 8 guys in minutes from the Show Me State.
That's right, yeah, for Kansas City, a lot of them for Kansas City. So, we've just had a lot of success recruiting that area. They've got really good high school coaches, and we're fortunate enough to have some really good ones here.
Finally, what do you expect from the Tigers today in your showdown?
I don't know. We'll find out here shortly. Obviously they're very athletic, get up and down. They'll try to, bully us essentially and get super physical. And you just got to be able to handle it early on in the game.
Thank you, Ben. Best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
Coach McCullum with us on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. Tiger fans, do you like to gamble? Well, gambling's exactly what you're doing if you have your home or business electrical installation done by a contractor who's not qualified, trained, and insured. Don't take the chance. Be safe. Be certain. Use only IBEW contractors to do your electrical work. The stakes are just too high for anything else. You can depend on your hometown IBEW and IBEW contractors.
You could call it swagger. You could call it a vibe. You could call it confidence. You could call it cool. Or you could call it exactly as it is, Tiger Pride. Show your Mizzou spirit with the Tiger Checking Card, only from Central Bank. Sign up today at tigerchecking.com. Central Bank, Strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
At MU Healthcare, our sports medicine team knows what it takes to compete because we're competitors too, upping our game day in and day out to be the best doctors for mid-Missouri athletes. Whether that's competing to be one of 11 orthopedic centers of excellence in the country or cheering alongside the Mizzou Tigers as their team physicians, we've got everything athletes need to be and stay at their best. muhealth.org/sportsmedexperts because we're competitors too.
On the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
Three ball. Bang! Heating up in a hurry is Caleb Drill.
Mizzou basketball is brought to you by Great Southern Bank. Understanding what really matters. Member FDIC. This is the Shelter Insurance pregame show.
Missouri and Drake. Time now for our scouting report brought to you by Bud Light. We turn to Missouri assistant coach Rob Summers. What's the most impressive aspect of the way that Drake approaches the game?
They're just detail-oriented. I think they have a lot of older guys that have been in the system, and they use their abilities at a great rate.
They don't play a number of players, only 9 guys on the roster. Can that be something that benefits your team?
Yeah, we go deep into our roster. We like to play fast. We like to wear teams down. So obviously with us having that deep lineup, I think is something that's going to help us out.
When you look at Sturtz, obviously a guy with great numbers, a terrific team player. Again, what impresses you most about him?
Just he doesn't get sped up. He's an NBA caliber, guard. He understands the game. He can make reads out there. He can make shots, tough shots as well. He makes everyone around him better. So, he's definitely a tough matchup for anybody in the country. But for us tonight, we got to be prepared.
What does it mean to be in the national tournament?
Oh, it feels great. It feels great. I'm enjoying every bit of it, coming in last year, and seeing what happened, last year and being there this year. I'm happy to be here.
Go get it done. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
That is Rob Summers, and I'm Mike Kelly. When we come back, Coach Dennis Gates, brought to you by the Laborers of Missouri on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
The Missouri Laborers Union and their contractors build our communities. Chances are your church, school, grocery store, or gas station was built by contractors using union laborers. They take great pride in their work and accomplishments and love to go by an old project and say, I built that. The men and women of the Missouri Laborers Union and their contractors, taking pride in building our communities. Go to buildunion.com for more information. That's buildunion.com.
At MU Healthcare, our sports medicine team knows what it takes to compete because we're competitors too, upping our game day in and day out to be the best doctors for mid-Missouri athletes. Whether that's competing to be one of 11 orthopedic centers of excellence in the country or cheering alongside the Mizzou Tigers as their team physicians, we've got everything athletes need to be and stay at their best. muhealth.org/sportsmedexperts because we're competitors too.
It's game time. As Mizzou Hoops action heats up, there's only one way to cool down: Shock Top Belgian White. So grab your friends and a couple cold ones and toast to the thrill of college basketball. Shock Top Belgian White. Shock your world. This refreshing beer brings a burst of citrus to your glass, making it the perfect choice for cheering on the Mizzou Tigers. Whether you're courtside or couchside, Shock Top Belgian White is a slam dunk for all the nail-biting buzzer beaters and unforgettable alley-oops. Shock Top, official craft beer sponsor of the Missouri Tigers. Please enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Shock Top Brewing Company, Portland, Oregon.
The most powerful ideas come from understanding. By asking what's important here. At Great Southern Bank, we start by asking our customers to find out how we're doing and what they really need. Then we get to work, making banking easier and more effective, financing more flexible, and our communities better places to live. It's an ongoing team effort to keep improving how we serve our neighbors day after day. And it all starts with understanding what really matters. Learn more at greatsouthernbank.com. Member FDIC.
Today's game is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs. For protection on the road and on the water. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com. This is Mizzou basketball from Learfield.
Hey friends, Matza Matt here for Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza. Does it seem like you're camping in the forest of complaints when it comes to your kids and dinner time? Phrases like, what even is that? And,
we're having that again?
Or, seriously? Are getting tossed around like a frisbee at the beach. I know you want to break free from the barrage of bemoaning, so toss in a Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza for dinner tonight. That thin crust, delicious sauce, and mountain of mozzarella will have the kids singing your praises at dinner time. Snag a Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza today from the freezer section in your local grocery store.
It's time to get back into routine that focuses on you. Move better, feel better, simply live better at Wilson's Fitness. Escape reality in the indoor saltwater pool. Detox in the saunas or heat things up with our hot yoga. Wilson's is here to support you, motivate you, and help smash your goals with group fitness classes, personal coaching, and endless amenities. Move better, feel better, simply live better at Wilson's Fitness in Columbia. Visit them at wilsonsfitness.com.
Mike Kelly back at Wichita, Missouri, taking on Drake, round one of the NCAA tournament. Joined now by Tigers head coach Dennis Gates, brought to you by the Laborers Missouri. First of all, congratulations. 2 of your 3 years into the national tournament. From your standpoint, what does this opportunity mean?
It means the opportunity to win a national championship, and that's the position I want to put our program in, do something that hadn't been done here before, but we got to take it one game at a time. We have a tough Drake team coached by Ben McCullum ahead of us.
When you look at the preparation for this game, a lot of details because of the way that they play. How has your team locked in and absorbed the information that you and your staff have given them?
Well, we have experience on our team. We have guys that have played tournament basketball. We have guys that have been in battles. I think the SEC conference has prepared us. But, you know, unfortunately, one team has to lose, and we got to put ourselves in a position to win a basketball game.
What impresses you most about the Bulldogs?
Well, their record. They've won 30 games. There's no doubt about it. They have an All-American type player. But also they have a style that contradicts what we do. Now, what we have to understand is, regardless of how long we're on defense, we got to be prepared to cut out and limit second chance shots and obviously play without fouling. We're 17-0 when our opponent's shooting less than 21 free throws.
What are the behaviors that will allow your team to dictate the tempo in this game?
Well, we got to change up our defenses. We got to put their best player, meaning their All-American in different spots, Sturts. We got to be able to push the ball out the middle third of the court, and we'll use a diamond press, sometimes a 2-2-1 press, and sometimes just man-to-man run and jumps to do that. We have a package that we'll have to be able to use.
How's Mark Mitchell?
Mark Mitchell's great. He's healthy. This is tournament basketball. There's no such thing as knickknacks.
Go get a win.
Thanks, MIZ.
ZOU, that's Dennis Gates, and I'm Mike Kelly. The starting lineups are around the corner on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Missouri Laborers Union and their contractors build our communities. Chances are your church, school, grocery store, or gas station was built by contractors using union laborers. They take great pride in their work and accomplishments and love to go by an old project and say, I built that. The men and women of the Missouri Laborers Union and their contractors, taking pride in building our communities. Go to buildunion.com for more information. That's buildunion.com.
The most powerful ideas come from understanding. By asking what's important here. At Great Southern Bank, we start by asking our customers to find out how we're doing and what they really need. Then we get to work, making banking easier and more effective, financing more flexible, and our communities better places to live. It's an ongoing team effort to keep improving how we serve our neighbors day after day. And it all starts with understanding what really matters. Learn more at GreatSouthernBank.com. Member FDIC.
At MU Healthcare, believing anything is possible is how we treat every patient. It's how we find answers to medicine's most difficult questions, like uncovering new ways to help the body fight cancer, renewing hope for epilepsy patients, and stopping muscular dystrophy in its tracks. At MU Healthcare, we won't stop searching for answers, because when it comes to your health, we never settle. Neither should you.
Today's game is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs. For protection on the road and on the water. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com. This is Mizzou Basketball from Learfield.
Jan from Toyota here. Feeling cooped up from winter? Well, now until March 31st is the perfect time for a new Toyota, like Camry, Grand Highlander, and more. So you can get back out there and do the things you love, like hitching up the boat to a tundra for a lake day.
I haven't water skied in a long time.
Live out your spring fantasies with a new Toyota. Come in today.
Go from dreaming it to driving it. Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places.
At MediaCom, we believe no matter where you live or work, you should have access to fast, reliable internet. That's why we're one of the first in the nation to bring gig speeds to every customer we serve. Why we invest billions of dollars into our network. And it's why you can always count on MediaCom to deliver 99.99% network reliability. The fact is, it doesn't matter where you are. With MediaCom, you're always moving forward. Network reliability based on the 2022 MediaCom Executive Summary Outage Exception Report.
The Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield. Mizzou basketball is on the air.
On the run, Mitchell for the force, Missouri by 20.
We have great tradition here.
Two of the shot clock, deep three, bang!
We have a special fan base.
Alley-oop, Shaw with the one-handed flush. Grill, step back three, left wing on the way, good!
I need all of you to join hands and help build something special.
Missouri knocks off the #1 team in the nation.
Let's do it together.
Mizzou basketball is brought to you by Central Bank. Show your swagger with a Tiger checking card from Central Bank. And by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Live from Wichita, Kansas. The Tigers. The Bulldogs. This is the NCAA tournament. Now with the call of the game, here's Chris Gervino and the voice of the Tigers, Mike Kelly.
Still about 5 minutes away from the starting lineups in the opening tip-off here in Wichita. The winner of this game will play on Saturday at a time to be determined against the winner of the second game of this evening session here in Wichita. Either the 3 seed Texas Tech out of the Big 12 or the 14 seed, the Seahawks of North Carolina Wilmington. For those who are interested, Mark Mitchell looks just fine, Chris.
Well, he does, and that's a great thing. We figured he'd be able to play. They were holding him out, as they told us, in Nashville for precautionary reasons in that game against Florida. What a solid player he's been for Missouri this season. The Duke transfer, all SEC, third-team honors earned, and I think he could be key in this game tonight. I mean, Drake does not have a player taller than 6'8". And, of course, Missouri's Mark Mitchell is a strong inside force, experienced in this NCAA tournament. He's played in 2 of them with Duke as a starter and was on that Duke team that made it all the way to the Elite Eight. So if he can get going inside, Mike, I think he's a really difficult matchup potentially for the Drake Bulldogs.
Only one Missouri player on the roster was a part of the team 2 years ago, then went to Sacramento to play in the NCAA tournament, and that was Aiden Shaw. But Mark Mitchell has played in the NCAA tournament. Tony Perkins has played in the NCAA tournament. Caleb Grill, the Wichita native, made it to the Sweet 16 with his Iowa State team just a few years ago.
I think that experience counts. I mean, Tony Perkins played 3 times with Iowa in the NCAA tournament. You mentioned, of course, Caleb Grill. I mentioned Mark Mitchell. So there's something to be said because there's no event or other game quite like the games in the NCAA tournament. I think you'd agree as a spectator, as a broadcaster, I love it. I mean, it's one of the great sporting events. This is one of the great sporting days, right, of the year in anyone's book.
The thing you find out about the tournament, too, is that most games can become a game of runs. I mean, just look at what happened in the McNeese-Clemson game earlier today. McNeese was up by as many as 20, and it turned out to be a game that went down to the wire with McNeese and the new North Carolina State head coach, Will Wade, advancing to the next round. Speaking of coaches and perhaps moving on, Ben McCollum's name has been a hot name. It was mentioned at Indiana, linked to Indiana. It's been mentioned at Iowa. It's been mentioned basically with any opening that has come into play. And it's interesting to see how his players responded to that yesterday. Bennett Sturt says, hey, he brought me with him to Drake. If he takes another job, I wish him all the best. It's part of the business today. Very mature answer by their talented point guard.
Well, they love the coach. Of course, Sturts and 3 others been with him for so much time now. First at Northwest Missouri State and then at Drake. And I thought the coach who I was impressed with also, the way he handled the questions in his press conference, said it well, too. He's had to deal with that for a few years. He said that, I thought, rather humbly. I'm going to tell you right now, I'd be surprised if he's not the next Iowa coach. I really would be. I thought at the beginning of this week, in fact, I was talking to a friend the morning we left 2 mornings ago about Darren DeVries and Ben McCullum, and I thought, 2 guys, India, Anna, and Iowa. Well, half right so far, and I would be really surprised if he doesn't go to Iowa. Let's put it this way. I'd be shocked if Iowa hasn't reached out to him or won't reach out to him, and it just makes sense. DeVries at Indiana, that is done, and McCullum could be in Iowa as soon as Drake's out of this tournament, but he and the Bulldogs plan on being here for a while.
And there were reports earlier today that Texas was getting ready to part ways with Rodney Terry.
Yeah, so the carousel is in full tilt. Some jobs have already been filled. You mentioned Will Wade, used to be at LSU, now at McNeese State. He's going to NC State. He acknowledged that, but they're still playing, so he's not going just yet. And it's going to be an interesting game here tonight, Mike, and interesting for the SEC. We talked the league is 1-2. Texas and Georgia have lost. Auburn's won. Right now, Missouri getting set to play. Arkansas, KU are about to go going. Texas A&M is playing and leading Yale already, and Tennessee's underway with Wofford. So at this time, this window, 4 different SEC teams are in action, including Mizzou.
And as they get ready to begin the introduction of the starting lineups, I looked over and I saw Dennis Gates walking along the baseline. We're across from the Missouri bench towards our position. I was thinking, is he going to stand in front of us at this side of the court? But no, he was taking his normal baseline position as the starting lineups are introduced. And we will tell you that for the second time this season, and the first time since the first game of the season against Memphis, Caleb Grill is in the Missouri starting lineup. Some of the things you think about with Missouri, they have to be patient on the offensive end, really secure the basketball, value it, take good shots, and on the defensive end, they have to be poised, and they have to be locked in and fundamentally sound against this team from Drake that executes so well. Let's go to the public address announcer. Highlights from some of the games, past tournaments being played overhead as the crowd continues to file in, and a number of fans in black and gold have made their way to Wichita. We're told the anticipation is as many as 2,000 Missouri fans in the house. Tigers, as the higher seed, will be in the white uniforms with black and gold trim. Drake in the blue uniforms with white trim.
Good evening and welcome to the 2025 NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship. Tonight's game features the Drake Bulldogs versus the Tigers. Now let's get the starting lineup for the Bulldogs. Starting at forward, the 6'5" graduate student from Virginia, Illinois.
Dennis Gates, 55-45 in his third year at Missouri. Ben McCullum, 30-3 in his first year. At Drake in his 16th season, 424 and 94. Winning percentage of .819. Coach Gates, 6 seasons as a head coach, 105 and 85. Of course, Ben McCullum won 4 national championships at the Division II level for the Bearcats of Northwest Missouri State. The officials that will work the game: Pat Adams, Darren George, and Michael Palau. How important is a good start?
Really, really, really important. Again, if you watch most of these games today, the winning team almost in every game got out to a lead early, and a big lead at that. And how about Caleb Grill getting the start, as you mentioned? 6th man of the year in the SEC, gets the start tonight in his hometown. Mike, you probably saw it too yesterday at their open practice. He was surrounded by fans afterwards, signing autographs, taking photos. It was really great. What a neat deal for his family to be in his hometown to see him play after they've driven so much back and forth, 5 hours to Columbia.
I was in the gym early yesterday, and I saw a thing on TV from a local reporter who just happened to go to the University of Missouri and work for Chris Trevino on Caleb Grill and his family. It was a terrific piece.
Michaela Day, very proud of her. She's the sports director here in Wichita, but it was a great story on Caleb's homecoming to Wichita. Started Mays High School in 4 sports, by the way.
Folks, we hope you enjoyed on the Central Bank Tiger Network the 30th appearance in the national tournament for the Missouri Tigers. Manyow at 6'8" will jump center against Mark Mitchell at 6'9". Tigers with the right to left to begin things. Pat Adams will toss it. We are set for round 1 of the NCAA tournament in Wichita. Ball in the air, tapped into the backcourt, taken by Grill. Flip it to Robinson. Mizzou has it for the first possession. Right to left on the logo into the front court. Guarded by Jackson. Comes to the left side, picked up by Sturtz, who reaches in to the left side to the block. Fouled by Sturtz. That's the other thing to keep in mind. If you attack, Chris, can you get them in foul trouble? Bennett Sturtz plays 39 minutes. Mitch Mascari plays 38 minutes.
Right. They play 9 players usually, but there's a big drop-off in minutes played and numbers put up from Sturtz, Mascari to the others, and Mitchell could really be a pivotal guy tonight.
Robinson, 77% from the free throw line, misses the first. Clanks off the right side of the rim. Tigers number 2 in the country, 19.6 free throws made per game. Number 3 in the country, 27 free throw attempts per game. Anthony Robinson's season high of getting to the line was 15 times earlier this year against Cal. Second free throw, rims out, rebound pulled down by Abreu. Into the front court, handling the ball. Sturtz sends it left side, taken by Jackson. Guarded by Perkins, comes to the right side. Mascari guarded by Tamar Bates. Mascari at 6'5", Bates at 6'6". Manyow hands it to Sturtz, curls it to the right side. Shot clock at 12. High screen, doesn't use it. Middle of the floor, guarded by Grill. Crossover, gets the left side of the lane. A little runner short, and a foul on Caleb Grill with the body. So Sturtz with a foul. Caleb Grill picks up a personal. 19:22 to play. Mizzou Athletics would like to thank its premier partners, MU Healthcare and Shelter Insurance.
Well, there you go. Opening possession for Drake, 24 seconds off the shot clock. They moved the ball well. Sturtz had a little ISO against Caleb Grill, a good defender, but Sturtz got around him, into the lane, drew a foul.
Double figures in 31. Makes the first free throw, the 79% free throw shooter on the season. Had a career-high 30 against the Salukis of SIU. Rims in the second free throw. 2-0 Drake to begin things. Robinson looking over to the side. Dennis Gates says, get it into the front court. Mishandles the ball. Comes into the front court, right of the logo. Sends it left side of the key. Mitchell. Guarded by Manyow. Double team comes. Dribbling to the left side of the key. Right side, Bates. Right wing, Perkins. Perkins back to Bates, top of the key. Left elbow, now left corner. Robinson, top of the key for Grill. Catch and shoot 3 on the way. Missed it off the back of the rim as he was falling away. Rebound Mascari. He'll bring it from left to right in the front court with Drake leading 2-0. Not the best shot that Missouri could get. Sturtz just inside a half court left of the logo. Left side towards the sideline. Jackson comes middle of the floor, draws a switch from Bates. Mascari on the right wing towards the baseline. Picked up by Mitchell. Throws it outside. Jackson right side of the court away from the arc. Puts it on the deck, drives right side of the lane, throws it right to Caleb Grill left side. Ahead to Perkins into the front court, knocked away by Mascari, who's knocked the ball out of bounds. So Missouri will have it in the front court, down 2-0 with 18:31 to play in the first half.
Tigers have to settle in there, run their offense, get good shots, move that ball, share the ball.
Perkins left side, left to the logo, guarded by Mascari. Handling the ball middle of the floor, just inside of half court, 20 on the shot clock. Towards the left side, bounces it to Bates, left wing away from the arc. Top of the key for Mitchell. Mitchell holds it hip high, puts it on the deck. Right side Perkins, shot clock at 10. Towards the wing, handling the ball. Still handling the ball. Bounce it to Mitchell, isoing him. Right block extended, 5 on the shot clock. To the right baseline. Turns middle, strip, ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Mascari. It's one thing we talked about value in the basketball. They will come, double down, and reach and try to knock the ball away on dribble drives and also on catches.
Going to say the same thing, Mike. That's what they do. Late shot clock, especially when you're already feeling the pressure, they will double you. They'll blitz the ball handler.
1.8. Get it into Mitchell. Turns middle. Stripped by Mascari. Shot clock violation as Drake has the ball, leading 2-0. And again, you got to be strong with the basketball. Sturts into the front court, handling the ball, 2-0. Drake to the right side, bounce it inside off the leg of a Missouri player. Mitchell, last touch by Maniau. Back to Missouri, who trails 2-0, 17:51 to play.
You know, first glance at this Drake team in action, it's not a big team. Nobody taller than 6'8", but their guards are good size. You look at Sturts, 6'4", Mascari, 6'5". They've got big guards.
Muscular guy is
Yes.
Mitch Mascari, who accepted a finance job before transferring to Drake. Grill throws it right side away from the arc. Perkins gets free throw line left elbow, turns back middle, puts up a little jumper for the lead, or to tie the game at 2.
I think he's going to be so key to whatever run Missouri can make. 3 times already in the NCAA tourney with Iowa, the experienced Tony Perkins.
Tiger faithful settle in after standing waiting for the first points. Tied at 2, 17:20 to play in the first half. Top of the key, Maniau swinging on the left side. Mascari back outside for Maniau, guarded by Robinson. Comes to the right side, cut off by Ant. Now pivots, sends to the left side. Driving baseline, Mascari to the block, leans in, blocked out of bounds by Perkins, but a foul with the body against Missouri. Foul goes against Tamar Bates, his first personal, second team foul against Mizzou.
Mascari, one of those players that followed the coach from Northwest Missouri State. You mentioned had the banking job, and coach convinced him to come ahead and use one more year of eligibility in Division I, and here he lands in the tournament with the Bulldogs.
Where's number 22 on the blue jersey out of Geneva, Illinois, 86% foul shooter. I was watching him during shoot-around yesterday here in their open practice. The kid rarely misses open jumpers.
I think he's their second best player, which is a huge compliment when the best player, Sturts, is the MVC Player of the Year, honorable mention All-American.
Bates sits down. Josh Gray at 7 feet comes in. He towers over Daniel Abreu over on the left side of the lane. 3-2-2 is the score, as making 1 of 2 is Mascari. 3-2 in favor of the Bulldogs. 17 minutes to play here in the first half. On the logo, Perkins. Left wing for Grill. Back out to Perkins, middle of the floor. Right wing swing it to Mitchell. Mitchell puts it on the deck. Gets to the right side. Inside the arc on the wing. Outside Robinson drives. Free throw line in the paint. Head and shoulder fake. Puts it up. Missed it. Rebound Gray. Head and shoulder fake. Puts it up. And it dances out, but it'll step to the free throw line. So Josh Gray will step to the free throw line with Missouri, trailing 3-2.
That's what the Tigers need to see want to see a lot of tonight. Josh Gray inside on the boards.
First State Community Bank believes in bigger goals, bigger impact. That's why they bring you Threes for a Cause. For every Mizzou three-pointer, they make a donation to the Boys and Girls Club to support kids in our local communities. First State Community Bank, where your financial goals and community support take center stage. Will he entice a lane violation? First one rims in to tie it at 3. Trent Pierce is going to come in for Missouri. Trent replaces Mark Mitchell. A little message here early with Mark Mitchell going in the bench with 16:48 to play in the first half. Rob Summers, who is the offensive coordinator, has been signaling to the Missouri players more movement, faster, get faster with the offense. Gray makes both free throws, which is a bonus for Missouri because the big man shoots just 55% from the free throw line during the season. Mizzou with a 3-2 lead. It's first of the game. 4-3 lead, excuse me.
Excuse me, Mike. Josh comes down court clapping and looking over to his bench. They all return the applause back at him.
Little diamond pressure on the front Pierce. They throw it away. Missouri gets it back on the turnover. They pressured Abreu and they throw it out of bounds to the left sideline, so Missouri will have it in the front court, leading 3-2.
That's the guy to pressure, too. The bigger Abreu, bigger relative term, but for them, 6'6", not a real ball handler. Missouri will change defenses and go to that diamond press.
Looks like a tight end. Left sideline, Perkins to inbound it. Ball fake, holds, looks. Throws it outside. Grill runs it down left of the logo. Right wing away from the arc, Robinson. Robinson holds. Shot clock at 16. Comes middle of the floor. Good show on the double team. Handling the ball, 12 on the shot clock. To the top of the key to the free throw line. Pivots. Right wing open is Grill. Launches a three. Missed it. Rebound tip to the baseline. Run down by Gray. Saves it inbounds. Tip to the baseline. Run down by Pierce. He taps it out of bounds and it goes back to Drake.
Well, we've talked about Josh Gray's screen-setting ability, and he literally floored Isaiah Jackson of Drake. A legal screen, but Jackson never saw it coming, didn't know what hit him.
Abreu gets it back. Cale Combs in for the first time. Deflection taken by Pierce. Left side of the lane. Knocked away and fouled by Combs on a reach. So Combs picks up the second team foul as Trent Pierce benefited after the deflection, picked up the ball and drove it to the rim.
It's Anthony Robinson with those quick hands that had that deflection, which Pierce picked up, and Missouri, good defense in the backcourt, creating trouble for Drake a couple of times.
Tigers with a 4-3 lead, 16-16 to play. Crowd filling in nicely here in Wichita. Pierce takes it left wing, straddling the arc, had it knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Tavian Banks, the transfer from Northwest Florida State Community College. 6'7", 200 pounds. Inbounds left side taken by Perkins. Drives against Mascari. Head and shoulder fake from the block. Blocked and pulled down by Banks. Took it too deep that time. Did Perkins. 4-3 Missouri. Drake with the ball into the front court. Handling the ball. Cale Combs, middle of the floor, guarded by Caleb Grill. Leaves the first Tertz. Left of the logo, guarded by Perkins. Behind a pick to the left wing. Bounce it on the slip. Banks in the paint. Turns. Hands it to the cutter. Combs lays it up. Missed it. And rebound Gray of Missouri. 4-3 Mizzou. Tigers pushing to the front court. Grill on the left wing. Goes around Sturtz. Top of the key for Gray. Holds it high above his head. On the slip. Knocked away by Mascari. Pulled down by Sturtz. Flip it to Mascari. Top of the key. Free throw line. Left side of the lane. Falling down. Loses it. Ball comes free. Picked up by Combs. Right side. Shot clock at 20. Next dead ball, the under 16 timeout. Sturtz, middle of the floor, guarded by the 6'10 Pierce. To the left side of the lane to the block. Off the glass, it dances in. Drake leads it 5-4.
Sturtz is good off the dribble. He'll fool you out there as a shooter.
Perkins to the right side. Right wing, open his Grill. Launches and misses. Rebound pulled down by Mascari. Outlet on the right sideline. Combs almost threw it away to Sturtz. As lurking was Caleb Grill. Into the front court comes Sturtz. Middle of the floor, picks up the dribble, throws it on the right wing. Combs, the left-hander, guarded by Trent Pierce. Lobs it in, Banks catches. Banks on the right block against Gray. Comes left side, put it up, missed it. Rebound tip. Abreu picks it down to the left corner. Throws it outside to Mascari. Now Sturtz, and they reset with 15 on the shot clock. 5-4 Drake. Next dead ball, the under 16. Sturtz left of the logo. Draws the double team. Now left wing Mascari to the left elbow. Into the paint. Turns back. Fadeaway 16-footer. Missed it. Rebound Pierce. Outlet to Robinson. Right to left comes Mizzou down one. Robinson right side of the key. Right wing Perkins beyond three. Rip through move. Puts it on the deck. Handling the ball on the wing. Puts up a three off the bounce and knocks it down.
How about Tony Perkins lighting it up early for Missouri, leading the Tigers with offense here. 5 quick points for the young man from Indianapolis.
7-5 in favor of Missouri. Bates and Cruz to come in. Banks in the front court away from the arc. Patiently holds and waits. Mitchell to come back in for Missouri as well. Sturtz, right of the logo, guarded by Grill of Mizzou. Comes to the right side. Good show by Gray. Inside the arc, double team. Pivots, almost lost it. Throws it away. Another turnover takes us to the under 16. When Missouri's been able to double and get pressure on the Drake guards early, they have folded. Tigers with a 7-5 lead. 13:43 to play in the first half. From Wichita on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're for home sweet home. We're for condos, tutors, single wides, and studios. We're for ranches, houseboats, 2 stories or 20. Red cedar, bluebirds, white squirrels, black walnuts, whatever's out your back door, we're for that. We're for watching the sun rise over the Mississippi and set over the Missouri. We're for kicking off your heels in a high-rise or hanging up your hat in the bootio. And if you have a home in Missouri, we have a policy for you.
I'm Will Garrett, your Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance agent. If you're in Tiger Country, give me a call. Make sure you get the coverages you need and the discounts you deserve.
Truman says M-I-Z. This is Mizzou basketball from Learfield.
Jan from Toyota here. Feeling cooped up from winter? Well, now until March 31st is the perfect time for a new Toyota, like Camry, Grand Highlander, and more. So you can get back out there and do the things you love, like hitching up the boat to a tundra for a lake day.
I haven't water skied in a long time.
Live out your spring fantasies with a new Toyota. Come in today.
Go from dreaming it to driving it. Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places.
It's time to get back into routine that focuses on you. Move better, feel better, simply live better at Wilson's Fitness. Escape reality in the indoor saltwater pool. Detox in the saunas or heat things up with our hot yoga. Wilson's is here to support you, motivate you, and help smash your goals with group fitness classes, personal coaching, and endless amenities. Move better, feel better, simply live better at Wilson's Fitness in Columbia. Visit them at wilsonsfitness.com.
13 minutes and 43 seconds to play in the first half here in Wichita, Missouri, with a 7-5 lead. This broadcast of the NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship is authorized under broadcast rights granted by the NCAA through Westwood One. It is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the NCAA and Westwood One is strictly prohibited. Your thoughts early?
Well, you look at the low point total and the pace of play, I would say that favors Drake, that type of style. But the big difference in this game right now is turnovers. Missouri, after made baskets or free throws, when it can set up its press, it's wreaked havoc on Drake. 5 turnovers already for the Bulldogs, 5. 3 in the backcourt, a couple here in the front court when they have been double teamed. So they have panicked a bit, to use, I think, the word you used before the timeout. That's what Missouri's got to be cognizant of, because the score and pace has really favored Drake, but Missouri up, obviously, by 2.
Tigers into the front court. Perkins to the left side. Bounce it left block. Mitchell working inside. Puts it off the glass. Missed it. Tipped it. No good. Rebound. Pierce loses it. Picked up by Mascari. 7-5 Missouri. Couple of point-blank looks. The Tigers couldn't finish. Sturts just inside of half court. Guarded by the 6'10 Pierce. On the right side, Jackson has it. Top of the key, Manya. Guarded by Jacob Cruz, who's in. Sturts toe raise 3 from the logo. Good.
Just can't give him room. That's going to be a tough guard when Cruz is on Sturts, be it straight up or off a switch.
8-7 in favor of the Bulldogs. The other thing, too, about this Drake team that you noticed early, they are physical defensively, and they also are really good with their hands. Perkins at the top of the key to the right side. Flip it outside for Bates, who's back in, and an offensive foul. Perkins moving screen to pick up his first personal foul, 13th foul. Grill in, Pierce will sit down.
And I think, as you mentioned that about Drake, that is just coaching, discipline, fundamentals, strong defensively, physical, good with their hands, 58 points allowed per game, regardless of the conference in this modern day of college basketball. That's impressive.
Isaiah Howard from Plattsburgh, the 6'5 freshman in. Handling the ball in the backcourt, working against Cruz. Comes into the front court, left of the logo between the circles. Drives around him to the block, loses the ball free on the deck. Almost a tie-up. Now he is tied up. Jump ball, alternating possession, keeps it with Drake with 15 on the shot clock. Bulldogs leading 8-7.
But again, if they can force Drake to just speed up a little bit or send pressure, the Bulldogs are prone to turnovers. Have been early.
Jackson inbound, baseline left. 15 on the shot clock. Perkins, Mitchell, Bates, Cruz, and Grill for Missouri. Jackson, left baseline. Holding, looking. Baseball pass towards the backcourt. Run down by Howard. Hands it just inside of half court to Sturts, guarded by Grill. Handling the ball left of the logo. Shot clock down to 8. Bennett Sturts, tip of the logo. Now left side, good show by Mitchell. Pivots, left wing inside the arc. Jackson, right side, Mascari, a long 3. Missed it. Rebound with a good block out. Pulled down by Perkins, who falls down, loses the ball. Run down by Jackson. Drake getting every 50-50 ball early. Sturts with penetration, lay it left-handed good.
Right through the Tiger defense. He's a great player, but there's got to be better resistance. Carved him up down the middle, right through the lane.
10-7 Drake. And a foul, a reach against Isaiah Howard. 13th foul against the Bulldogs. Missouri will inbound right sideline just inside of half court. Robinson off the Mizzou bench, replacing Tony Perkins.
my thoughts initially are this is going to be a tough game for Missouri. Certainly capable and able to win, and very well may win, but this Drake team is disciplined defensively, disciplined offensively, play hard. Missouri's got great talent, is the favorite in this game, but this will be a tough game tonight, clearly.
Drake has turned it over 5 times. Missouri just 2. Tigers down 3, less than 12 to play in the half. Robinson, right wing for Cruz. Driving, gets right elbow, right side of the lane, had it taken away. European stride. Too much dribbling, and they collapse and just take it away.
Absolutely. He made it easy for them. You got to move the ball.
Into the front court, Sturts with Drake leading by 3. Next dead ball, the under 12. Guarded by Gorilla, Missouri. Comes to the left side of the court. Hands to Jackson, left sideline between the circles. Right hand dribble towards the logo. Maniau on the logo, guarded by Mitchell. Hands to Sturts. Curls around him to the right side. Goes around Mitchell. Puts up a runner. Missed it on the weak side. Rebound fought for. Tapped out. Howard's got it left side of the key. Again, every 50-50 ball being tracked down by Drake, who leads by 3. Just inside of half court, Jackson handling the ball. Guarded by Cruz of Missouri. Crossover, gets inside the arc. Rifles it left side. Mascari to the left elbow. Turns middle, head and shoulder fake, leans in. Left side, Howard an open 3. Knocked it down, and Drake leads by 6.
Well, they're getting loose balls. They're getting rebounds. Drake out rebounding a bigger Missouri team 6-3 early.
Mitchell on the right wing. Left side, Anthony Robinson away from the arc. Less than 11 to play in the half. Missouri down by 6. Robinson. Mitchell takes it right of the logo. Pivots back to Cruz on the left side. Toe raised deep 3 on the way. Knocked it down to cut the lead in half.
That's what he can do. That's his main purpose out there, to shoot that 3 ball. Had a good look. It was a beauty.
The Cruz missile from deep on the left side. And Missouri's down 3. Robinson knocks the ball away. Pulled in the backcourt by Jackson. Handling the ball. Shot clock at 15. 10:28 to play in the half. Jackson a crossover to the left side of the key. Inside the arc on the left wing. On the slip from Maniau. Lays it up and in. On the slip, Cruz gets the inbounds to Grill. Left side for Bates. Bates bounces at baseline. Driving, Robinson hanging. Gets fouled by Maniau to take us to the under 12 timeout. Drake with a 5-point lead. 10-12 to play in the half on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
The most powerful ideas come from understanding. By asking what's important here. At Great Southern Bank, we start by asking our customers to find out how we're doing and what they really need. Then we get to work, making banking easier and more effective, financing more flexible, and our communities better places to live. It's an ongoing team effort to keep improving how we serve our neighbors day after day. And it all starts with understanding what really matters. Learn more at GreatSouthernBank.com. Member FDIC.
When second's making a play, short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle.
2 things. Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage.
It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. All right? Wildcats on 3. 1, 2, 3, Wildcats!
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Life is like basketball. Sometimes you're ready for the next play, and sometimes the unexpected happens. If you or someone you care about is facing an unexpected pregnancy, it can feel like they're stuck on defense. As a teammate, you can help them see their options and make the right moves. Whether it's happening to you, a friend, or a family member, let them know they don't have to face it alone. Take control of the game. Visit planschange.org today to find out more.
Brought to you by Vitae Foundation.
In Wichita, Missouri, trailing Drake 15-10. Tennessee with a 48-34 lead over Wofford in its first game of the tournament. Tonight's game brought to you by MU Healthcare, where over 800 doctors in 80-plus specialties remind you to never settle when it comes to your health.
A couple of other games underway, too. Good news for the SEC. Arkansas leading Kansas at halftime, 47-44. Texas A&M up on Yale, 37-29, final minute of the first half. So 3 SEC teams in the lead. Mizzou trailing here early against Drake.
At Royal Banks of Missouri, banking with them easier than ever. Open an account, manage your finances at any time with their online banking service. Visit RoyalBanksMo.com today to open a new personal checking or savings account. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC, equal opportunity lender. Tigers trail by 5.
Again, just looking at trends, right? Numbers that usually don't lie. 10 minutes into the ball game, Missouri has 10 points. The Tigers average 85 points a game for the season. Drake holds opponents to 58 points per game. So right now, the score being lower in totality is certainly favoring Drake, especially since they have 15 and Missouri has 10 up on the board.
Robinson missed 2 free throws to open the ball game. He's back at the line with the Tigers trailing by 5. Sophomore from Tallahassee makes the first. It was rock solid. Next free throw from Anthony Robinson, who wears 0 on the Missouri white jersey. Right-hander puts it up and in. Cuts the lead to 3. Now can Missouri get a stop as they go to the 2-2-1 press. Jackson in the backcourt, shadowed by Robinson. Throws it right sideline, still in the backcourt. Mascari. Now Jackson into the front court for Sturtz. Grill will guard him. Missouri with Mitchell, Bates, they go zone. Robinson and Grill. Right side, Mascari back to Sturtz. Left side, Jackson. Right of the logo, Sturtz. Right corner, Abreu. 9 on the shot clock. Outside right sideline, Mascari. Left side, Sturtz. Dribbles to the left wing. Step back 3 over Grill. Good.
It is cold-blooded from distance, and it can also get right down the lane.
18-12, lead back to 6 for Drake. Robinson, middle of the floor, handling the ball just inside a half court, guarded by Jackson. Goes around him to the left side of the lane. Head and shoulder fake, jumps into him, puts it up, missed it. Rebound tipped and controlled by Maniau. 1 and done for Missouri on the offensive end.
And Sturtz with those 12 points has matched Missouri's team total here early.
Left side, handling or taking the ball. Jackson puts it on the deck, picked up on the switch by Mitchell. Warwick to come in next at ball. Bounce it left side. Banks back outside to Jackson on the logo, middle of the floor, 10 on the shot clock. Mascari had it knocked away. Cruz tips it ahead to Grill, right side of the lane. Jump stop, put it reverse, and it dances home.
Well, wasn't that a strong and fundamentally sound play by Grill on the run, gathered himself and put it in.
And a great slap by Cruz to get the ball to Grill, who had broken in front of the pack. Handling the ball left of the logo. Jackson guarded by Bates of Missouri, now picked up by Robinson. Good show by Bates. Jackson to the right side, swing it. Short corner, Banks trying to work against Mitchell. Gets into the paint, turns baseline, back middle. Left-hand hook misses. Rebound Mitchell. Missouri down by 4 with the ball. 8:28 to play in the half. Mitchell in transition. Around Banks, left side of the lane, and a reach and a foul against Abreu. So Mark Mitchell will head to the Banks picks up the foul. Tigers will inbound it, call it on the drive.
Yeah, Coach Gates was hoping for a shooting foul, wanted Mitchell to get to the line, but no luck right there. But good to get Mark at that high post, if not the low post, to get him going downhill.
Cruz takes the inbounds on the left side, guarded by Mascari. Alley-oop for Mitchell, can't get it home. Tip to the opposite side, Bates can't pull it in, pulled down by Drake.
You know, just walk it up here, Mike. I mean, it's 7-8 seconds before they get across the timeline. They just work this clock.
Drake by 4, 18-14. To the right side, handling the ball, Combs, guarded by Bates of Missouri. Right sideline away from the arc. Handling the ball, 13 on the shot clock. Trying to go around and cut off on the right wing. Fans outside, left-hand drive to the right elbow. Turns back middle, throws it outside. Sturtz, top of the key, 4 on the shot clock against Cruz. Trying to break him down to the left elbow. Runner, missed it. Rebound Cruz of Missouri. To Grill, right to left comes Missouri. Trailing by 4, 7:44 to play in the half. Robinson into the paint with the drive. Right corner, Bates. Open 3. Missed it. Rebound Cruz tips it to Grill between the circles. Left side, Robinson, as Grill slipped and fell down. Robinson picks up the dribble left side. Now back to Cruz between the circles. Cruz away from the arc. Shot clock at 11 as Bates takes it left of the logo. Mitchell left side, 8 on the shot clock. Looks inside, gets it to Cruz posting up. 4 on the shot clock. Couple of bounces, turns baseline. Missed it. Rebound pulled down by Banks.
Tigers trying to work that ball inside, which is good. They're the bigger, stronger team. Drake's already committed 6 fouls.
18-14. Sturtz comes right of the logo, guarded by Robinson. Now middle of the floor. Comes to the left side, left corner. Jab step from Combs, throws it outside to Mascari. Back to Sturtz, left of the logo, 9 on the shot clock, working against Mitchell. To the right elbow. Long stride, puts it up, missed it. Rebound Grill with one hand holding off Banks to Robinson on the outlet into the front court. Right side base running, splits two defenders, puts it up off the glass. Dances home, and Missouri trails by 2.
And there it is. And now Drake with a quick timeout from Coach McCullough, but the strong rebound by Grill on the glass, and Missouri got it up court in a hurry.
Timeout on the court with 6:40 to play in the half. Missouri's cut the lead to 2 on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Today's game is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs. For protection on the road and on the water. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com. This is Mizzou basketball from Learfield.
The Club at Old Hawthorne is a terrific golf course with amazing practice facilities, which is why the Mizzou golf teams play here. Here's what you might not know. The Club at Old Hawthorne is a community with a welcoming environment that's a perfect fit for an active lifestyle. Golf, tennis, pickleball, swimming, and a fitness center with classes all at one club. The Club at Old Hawthorne. Visit oldhawthorne.com to learn more or schedule a tour. I'm Mike Kelly, the voice of the Missouri Tigers. How much do I love Old Hawthorne? I live here.
Black and Gold season never ends at the Tiger Team Store. Gear up for game day with the largest official selection of black and gold gear and gifts. From the latest Mizzou SEC gear to everything you need for your tailgate. The Tiger Team Store is your store for all things Mizzou. The Tiger Team Store has moved and is now located inside Mizzou Arena. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. with extended hours on game day. Or online at TigerTeamStore.com. It's always black and gold season at the Tiger Team Store.
6 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the first half. Missouri trails Drake 18-16. Tigers brought to you by Shelter Insurance. Recently ranked highest in customer satisfaction among auto insurers in the Central region. 6 of the last 7 years by J.D. Power. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Drake with this 2-point lead here, 6:40 to go until halftime. Bulldogs 6 of 14 from the field, 3 of 4 from the arc, 3 of 4 from the line. Mizzou just 5 of 15 from the field, 2 of 6 from the arc, 4 of 6 from the line. Drake out rebounding Missouri 11-8. Drake with 6 turnovers, Mizzou with 5.
Tigers with the diamond press with a lineup of Mitchell, Cruz, Perkins, Grill, and Bates. Bates on the point. To inbound it, Combs gets it into Sturtz, back to Combs, left side in the backcourt. Throws it in the front court. Howard has it. Miss Manuel streaking down the right side for a layup. Sturtz on the logo, guarded by Bates of Missouri. Left side, curling to the wing. Combs is cut off. Howard takes it left side, brings it on the right side. Manuel now right of the logo between the circle. Sturtz, 10 on the shot clock. On a slip, knocked away by Grill. Picked up by Cruz. Outlet to Perkins into the front court. Perkins in the front court on the right side. Left side, Grill. Flip it out to Perkins. Handling the ball on the logo, guarded by Combs. Just inside a half court, middle of the floor, 17 on the shot clock. Perkins handling the ball, looking for some movement. Still dancing with the ball, 12 on the shot clock. To the right side, cut off on the wing. Comes behind a Mitchell pick. Missed him on a slip, 7 on the shot clock. To the left elbow, gets into the paint, turns middle, loses the ball. Too much dribbling by Tony Perkins and a turnover against Missouri.
Yeah, he knows better. He was probing and waiting and had his back to the basket, just kept on the dribble.
Combs comes to the right side around Perkins, gets to the right baseline around Cruz, sends it left side. Mascari. Sturtz now left corner taken by Combs. Guarded by Grill in Missouri. Shot clock at 10. Tigers down 2. Top of the key, Manuel. Sturtz takes it right side. To the right wing. Gets into the paint with the drive. Hierarchy shot off the glass and good.
Got a nice touch. Knew he had to put that ball up over the defender and did.
Cruz a deep three off the catch. Missed it. Rebound Mannion. Missouri takes shots like that. They're going to get beat by 25.
Well, they just have got to be disciplined both ends of the floor here as they're trailing by 4, been down most of the way.
Curling Combs inside the arc. Picks up the dribble. Left side Howard. Right hand dribble to the left elbow. Left side Mascari. Guarded by Bates. Bounce it on the wing. Mannion. Guarded by Missouri's Grill. It's 6'8". Trying to back him down. 10 on the shot clock. Gets to the right elbow. Outside Mascari on the logo. To the top of the key with the bounce. Cut off by Cruz to the right elbow. Head and shoulder fake. Now leans in. Throws it left hand. Off the glass. It dances in. And Drake leads by 6.
Well, he's used that big frame we talked about. Just took his man down deep in the lane. Got a good look and made a heck of a shot.
Perkins for Missouri left of the logo. Handling the ball against this very good Drake defense. Number 1 in the country in scoring defense, allowing just 58 per game. Missouri held to just 16 with 4.5 to play. Perkins curls left side double team, stripped and fouled, but travel first. Anthony Robbins will come in. Marquez Warwick will come in. Josh Gray will come in. Cruz will sit down. Perkins will sit down. And also Mark Mitchell to the bench. Dennis Gates trying to find a lineup that can have some success against this stingy defense. Time out of the court, 4:21 to play in the first half. Drake 22, Missouri 16 on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
A message about driving safely from University of Missouri head basketball coach Dennis Gates.
Basketball requires everyone to be responsible teammates. Driving requires the same exact thing. Crashes can be avoided by practicing safe driving habits. Please leave all distractions aside. Once you're behind that wheel, that is your number 1 priority. Buckle up, phone down, slow down, drive sober.
This message is brought to you by the Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety.
It's game time. As Mizzou hoops action heats up, there's only one way to cool down: Shock Top Belgian White. So grab your friends and a couple cold ones and toast to the thrill of college basketball. Shock Top Belgian White. Shock your world. This refreshing beer brings a burst of citrus to your glass, making it the perfect choice for cheering on the Mizzou Tigers. Whether you're courtside or couchside, Shock Top Belgian White is a slam dunk for all the nail-biting buzzer beaters and unforgettable alley-oops. Shock Top, official craft beer sponsor of the Missouri Tigers. Please enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Shock Top Brewing Company, Portland, Oregon.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you. So why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. To get started, find an agent at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
4 minutes, 21 seconds to play in the first half. Drake with a 22-16 lead, and they will have the basketball. The Food Bank proud to be the official charitable partner of Mizzou Athletics. Hunger knows no season. Visit scoreagainsthunger.org to learn how you can help feed Missouri.
Drake 8 of 16 from the field, 3 of 4 from the arc. Missouri just 5 of 16 overall and 2 of 7 from the arc. Again, the Tigers come in with 10 consecutive games of 80 or more points. They average just under 85 for the season. They're at 16 points with 4 minutes to go in the first half. Obviously, that's not even a fifth of the way toward their season average point total. Drake team that, so far to me, Mike, I think you'd agree, looks maybe even better in person than we thought. We both thought they were good studying them and their numbers, but defensively, their hands are so active, and they are really denying Missouri good looks.
They're physical on the defensive side. Their hands are good, and they're also so fundamentally sound. By the way, Arkansas with a 10-point lead over Kansas.
How about that?
Warwick, Robinson, Grill, Bates, and Josh Gray for Missouri. Combs comes into the front court on the logo, middle of the floor. Left side, Sturts takes it, guarded by Robinson. Right side of the team, Mannion tips it. Driving Combs, bounce it in the paint. Mannion lays it up and in and got fouled by Josh Gray. They are just shredding Missouri on the offensive end.
Yeah, and the danger is, we'll say it ahead of time so it's not second guessing or looking back. The danger is with this team and the pace and style it plays. They get up by 12, 14. That is a huge mountain to overcome.
Manya's free throw dances out. Tigers trail by 8. Largest lead of the game for Drake, 24-16. 4:05 to play in the first half here in Wichita. Great contingent of Missouri fans. Rather quiet, though, so far. Warwick to the right side, handling the ball towards the sideline. Sends it left side, Grill. Grill chased by Bennett Sturts. Picks off the dribble, pivots, leaves it for Gray. Trying to get it back. Gray with 10 on the shot clock, back to Grill. 8 on the shot clock, behind a pick. Middle of the floor. Picked up on the switch, left side of Robinson. 3 on the shot clock. Drives into the paint with 1 hanging off the glass. Missed it. Shot clock violation. Missed it wide left from about 5 feet. We keep it here as the under 4 timeout arrives with 3 minutes and 36 seconds to play. Tigers trailing by 8, and Drake will have the basketball.
It's been completely one-sided so far, with Drake leading this ball game most of the way. Sturts with 14 points of his own. Mascari with 3, Howard with 3, and Maniau with a couple. And Missouri just has struggled to get any offense going consistently. Perkins has 5, Robinson 2, Bates 2, Grill 2, Gray 2, but Missouri's had no consistency or success really offensively. And they've got to hang in here before halftime. 3:36 before the break, Mike. Tigers down by 8 points at 24-16 to the Drake Bulldogs.
They had an internet outage. Tell me if that sounds familiar. Earlier today inside this building, they were able to get the hardwired cables back to work, but the wireless internet used for stats and things like that we use, very sporadic right now. Kind of like the Missouri offense. Tigers down by 8 with 3 minutes and 36 seconds to play. Gentile is now the apparel provider of the Mizzou Radio Network. Check out their new collection of Mizzou apparel, available at gentileapparel.com. Are at Bingham's in downtown Columbia, or at Old Hawthorne. Gentile Apparel, a proud partner of Mizzou Athletics.
You look at some of these numbers, Mike. Drake shooting 8 of 16 from the field, has only tried 4 3-point shots and has made 3. Bulldogs 3 of 4 at the line. Missouri, meanwhile, 5 of 16 overall, 2 of 7 from distance, 4 of 6 at the line. Drake out-rebounding Missouri 12-8. Both teams now have committed 7 turnovers. Remember, Drake had 5 early, but since that opening timeout, about 4 minutes in, Drake's just committed 2 turnovers, and Missouri, unfortunately, has caught up to Drake with 7 turnovers total of its own to tie the Bulldogs in that category. Drake has led for nearly 13 minutes of this game. Missouri's had the lead for about 2.5 minutes thus far. Drake right now with its biggest lead of the ball game at 8. They've had that a couple times, so 24-16 the current score. Let's see what Missouri can do. Can the Tigers get closer in these final 3 minutes and 36 seconds of the first half here in Wichita?
Tigers with Warwick. Teal Barrett will come in for Missouri, the freshman from Edmond, Oklahoma, with Caleb Grill, Tamar Bates, and also Mark Mitchell. Tigers haven't scored in more than 3 minutes. Coming into the front court, thrown ahead to Howard, right side away from the arc, back middle of the floor, taken by Combs. Combs, left side between the circles, Sturts against the Missouri zone. Bounce it right side, 15 on the shot clock, off a deflection. Combs couldn't handle it. Grill picks it up, goes in, lays it up, and it dances home. Grill with another run out, lay-in for Missouri to pull the Tigers within 6. 24-18.
Good hustle, good hands by Caleb. He stumbled going in awkwardly, but managed to score it.
Sturts left side for Combs against the zone. Little 1-3-1. Sturts on the logo. Floats it right side, Mascari. Mascari, one bounce, looks, pivots to the right side, bounce it on the wing, curling it Howard to the right elbow. Baseline for Maniau, knocked away by Barrett. Last touch by Missouri, 6 on the shot clock. Drake will inbound on the sideline in front of the Missouri bench.
Good hands by Barrett. Was beaten on the baseline, but recovered to poke that ball away from behind.
Sturts inbound. front of the Missouri bench towards the left corner of the court. 6 on the shot clock, throws it outside Howard. Right side, Mascari. Dribbles to the right elbow against Bates. Step back 14-footer, missed it. Rebound on a good block out. Pulled down by Warwick. In transition comes Warwick. Left side between the circles, handling the ball. Missouri trailing 24-18. Grill on the left wing, deep three. Missed it. Rebound tipped by Barrett. Run down by Sturtz. Around Warwick into the front court. Only Grill back to Howard for the flush. And like that, Drake opens up a 26-18 lead on a transition dunk by the freshman from Plattsburgh, Missouri. Left of the logo Warwick, right side deflected by Manuel off the official Pat Adams. Right back to Manuel, who had a run out. They call it out of bounds, and Missouri will keep the basketball. Drake will keep it off of Pat Adams, who was standing on the sideline. Trent Pierce is going to come in. This is a danger zone for Missouri right now.
Absolutely.
Pierce comes in, replacing Bates. 2:13 to play in the half, so Warwick sits down. Also sitting down will be T.O. Barrett. So Missouri with Bates, Pierce, Mitchell, Grill, and Robinson. Sturtz handling the ball shy half court, floats it left side. Jackson back in on the sideline, left corner. Abreu to the baseline, cut off. 19 on the shot clock. Bounces it outside left side of the court for Jackson. Double teamed in the zone. Sturtz left corner. Abreu tried to drive baseline, and a foul on Missouri on the reach against Robinson, I believe.
Just the 5th foul on the Tigers, so Drake will inbound the ball baseline left, but again, working that shot clock down to 10 and then drawing the foul.
On the baseline, Jackson throws it in the backcourt, run down on the sideline over on the left side by Sturtz. Comes into the front court, 15 on the shot clock, 1:50 to play in the half. Drake by 8 to the left side, bounce it right side, laying it up and in. Jackson, and again they shred Missouri's defense. Dribble penetration results in an easy lay-in. Left of the logo, Robinson holds it for Missouri, who trails by 10, 28-18. Robinson on the logo, handling the ball. Behind him, Mitchell picked to the left side. Good show by Manuel. Picks up the dribble. And a timeout taken by Dennis Gates. Gates takes a timeout. His team down by 10.
Yeah, I think it's a good timeout. It's needed. You can't save them. You can't wait too long because, again, if you've watched Drake and just studied them and know how they play and their pace of play and their deliberation, that's not going to change. So the game gets shorter. It's almost like in football, a team that runs the ball, right, controls the clock, controls the game with the lead. That's what Drake is apt to do. And they have been in this position all season long, 30-3, up 10 here nearing halftime. Missouri's got to try to cut in by the break a couple of points and just stay in the neighborhood.
And we see some of the same old issues that we've seen all season long. Dribble penetration being a factor.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think in some ways, I'd call it like I think I'm seeing it. I mean, Missouri's almost fortunate to be within 10. I mean, Drake's only scored 28 points. You know, they've turned the ball over 7 times at last check their own right. So they've not been perfect offensively, but they have really stifled Missouri defensively, keeping the Tigers to 18 in the final 90 seconds of the first half.
Tigers 6 of 19 from the field, 2 of 8 from 3. Grill trying to get the ball in, having trouble, gets it into Robinson left side. On the wing, guarded by Jackson, handling the ball towards the baseline, trying to back him down. Top of the key for Mitchell. Ball fake, drives to the right side, leans into the defender, put it up, missed it, gets it back, tips it, and gets fouled by Manuel. Tigers want a goaltend as Manuel picks up the personal foul. It'll send Mitchell to the free throw line. Missouri down by 10 points as Banks will come in for Ben McCollum's team.
And we've got to see more of that from Mark Mitchell and Missouri. He is scoreless. And if you had told me before the game Mark Mitchell would be scoreless a minute until halftime, I'd have thought Missouri would be in trouble. It is down 10 currently as Mitchell looks to get in the scorebook and get the Tiger team to a point total of 20 if he makes them both.
Missouri with 4 turnovers in the last 3 minutes and 27 seconds. Mitchell at the foul line, the Kansas City native, 66% on the season. Makes the first. His first points of the game come with 1:15 to play in the half. Banks sits down, or Banks comes in, Manuel sits down. Makes both free throws. Tigers extend the pressure. Sturts in the backcourt to the left side. Middle of the floor in the front court. Abreu brings it left to the logo, leaves it for Mascari. Back outside for Sturts on the logo, just inside of half court with a 1:05 to play in the half. Robinson guarding Sturts. Left side, Jackson guarded by Trent Pierce. Back to Sturts. Sends it on the right side. Mascari wide open. Three. Missed it. Rebound pulled down by Abreu on the left block. To the left baseline. Shadowed by Grill. Turns back baseline. Comes under the basket. Cut off by Pierce. Throw it outside for Sturts. 13 on the shot clock. 45 seconds to play in the half. Drake by 8. Sturts top of the key. Right side Mascari. Back to Sturts top of the key. Left wing. Abreu an open 3 over Pierce. Missed it. Rebound Robinson with 30 seconds to play. Into the front court. Mitchell mishandles it, gets it back left of the logo. Mitchell against Banks handling the ball. Crossover, gets into the paint to the rim, got fouled, pushes it up and in after the deflection. Lost control, tapped it up off the glass and in. And Missouri cuts the lead to 6 with Mitchell stepping into the free throw line.
You've almost got to force feed him the ball. I mean, you've got to get him the ball and get him to the basket because he is athletically clearly superior to anyone Drake has. And Drake's a really good team dominating this game. But here comes Mark Mitchell now with 4 quick points, hopefully a 5th, to pull the Tigers back within 5. But he can be a difference maker, right, Mike, for Missouri favorably in this matchup.
Tigers have scored 4 straight to cut into the 10-point lead as Perkins replaces Robinson. Mitchell, the left-hander, transfer from Duke, makes the free throw. Tigers cut the lead to 5. 24 seconds to play in the half. In the backcourt, Howard. Middle of the floor, Abreu comes in the front court. Mascari takes it, guarded by Bates of Missouri. Now leaves it to Howard. Sends to the left of the logo for Sturts, guarded by Trent Pierce. Sturts at 6'4", comes to the right side of the court. Good show by Perkins. Right wing, Abreu drives against Grill. Left side cutting, losing it. Combs on the baseline. Reverse layup, dances in. 4 on the shot clock, or 4 on the game clock. Deep heave by Grill from shy of half court. Wide right, Missouri will go to the locker room down by 7 after trailing by as many as 10. I think it's big that you cut it in. It is not a double-digit lead.
Yeah, we talked about that with about 2 minutes to go. Can Missouri get into single digits and keep it there? And they did that. Great possession by Drake there at the end, though. They spread the floor and got it to their man inside to beat the shot clock with the last basket of the half.
As he has done all season long. Missouri's special assistant to the head coach, David Dickey-Nutt, with his thoughts on the first half.
Well, it's certainly going in their favor in terms of pace. We're trying to get the pace going a lot stronger, a lot faster. We've just got to do a better job offensively at taking care of the basketball because every time we get in there, they're stripping it. They do a good job of that, and their packed defense is posing some problems on us. Defensively, we're mixing up the defenses pretty good. It's just offensively, we got to take care of the basketball a lot better on that end because every time we make a good move, they are raking the basketball from us, and it's preventing us from at least getting an attempt up. But there's a lot of basketball to be played. We knew we were facing a tough team, and they certainly showed it this first half. Second half, we got to be a lot better.
All right, thank you. That's David Dickey-Nutt. Missouri's a special assistant to the head coach. Tigers trail here at the break. First round of the NCAA tournament in Wichita, 30-23 on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
At MU Healthcare, our sports medicine team knows what it takes to compete because we're competitors too, upping our game day in and day out to be the best doctors for mid-Missouri athletes. Whether that's competing to be one of 11 orthopedic centers of excellence in the country or cheering alongside the Mizzou Tigers as their team physicians, we've got everything athletes need to be and stay at their best. MUHealth.org/sportsmedexperts because we're competitors too.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're here for all of life's wins. Like when you get a new car, or new boat, or new driver, or when your son moves out, but your mom moves in, or you find out you're expecting again, or when one rental property turns into 2, then 20, or you realize they're all in Tornado Alley. Life is full of life events. Make sure you have the right policy for each of life's wins.
If you've recently had a life event, call me, Chris Duncan, your Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance agent, and we'll make sure you have the coverage you need. MIZ.
This is Mizzou basketball from Learfield.
When you live in SEC country, you feel it everywhere you go. The traditions and rivalries surround you. As much as you celebrate the game, Regions celebrates your financial wins even more. And like SEC fans, we'll never quit. Because in an SEC world, we're the SEC Bank. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC.
Come on. That was me, a proper internet troll, finally having enough, all because of slow, spotty internet. We've all been there. So switch to Brightspeed Fiber Internet. Its ultra-fast fiber and wall-to-wall Wi-Fi coverage have me throwing out likes and hearts like confetti at a parade. I love parades. Who knew?
Brightspeed Fiber Internet. Switch to the bright side at brightspeed.com/today. Limited availability in select areas.
This is the Center for Human Services halftime show.
Thank you. At the half here in Wichita, Missouri trailing 30-27 against the Bulldogs from Drake. Chris Trevino with Missouri's Director of Athletics. Laird Veach up next on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
You could call it swagger. You could call it a vibe. You could call it confidence. You could call it cool. Or you could call it exactly as it is, Tiger Pride. Show your Mizzou spirit with the Tiger Checking Card, only from Central Bank. Sign up today at tigerchecking.com. Central Bank, strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
So this is kind of personal, but the girl that I was with just randomly stopped talking to me. I had no idea why, and I just found out she was pregnant. Luckily, she found resources that helped her keep her apartment and helped make sure her bills got paid. If she hadn't found help, I might not have gotten a chance to be a father to my son. If you or someone you know is facing an unexpected pregnancy, there are resources for you to achieve your dreams and be a parent. Brought to you by Vitae Foundation.
Today's game is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs. For protection on the road and on the water. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com. This is Mizzou basketball from Learfield.
Something big is happening at Hy-Vee. We've just lowered thousands and thousands of prices on thousands and thousands of items in every aisle and in every department. Online, too. And on many of your favorite products. We've even matched prices with some of the biggest discount stores in the country. Because we get it, times are still tough. So we'll continue to work hard to bring you new lower prices on thousands of items. Things are looking different at Hy-Vee. Come see for yourself.
The Club at Old Hawthorne is a terrific golf course with amazing practice facilities, which is why the Mizzou golf teams play here. Here's what you might not know. The Club at Old Hawthorne is a community with a welcoming environment that's a perfect fit for an active lifestyle. Golf, tennis, pickleball, swimming, and a fitness center with classes all at one club. The Club at Old Hawthorne. Visit oldhawthorne.com to learn more or schedule a tour. I'm Mike Kelly, the voice of the Missouri Tigers. How much do I love Old Hawthorne? I live here.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Missouri. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
It is halftime here in Wichita, Kansas. NCAA tournament action. The Drake Bulldogs have proven to be a handful for the Missouri Tigers thus far. Our score, Drake 30, Missouri 23. The Bulldogs led by as many as 10 in the first half, but the Tigers cut into that deficit and certainly are well within striking range of the Bulldogs in this second half. Glad you're with us tonight, folks. Chris Trevino courtside here in Wichita with the Director of Athletics at the University of Missouri, the one and only Laird Veach. Laird, thank you for taking time to spend a few minutes here. I wish the Tigers had the lead, but the good news is they did shorten that deficit a bit, and we've still got 20 minutes to go.
Yeah, we got a whole other half. We'll get after it this next half, and try hopefully that athleticism and length and all those things keeps moving us in the right direction and take back over. So we'll get it going.
been a bit of a grinder of a game, but it is the NCAA tournament, so it's not supposed to be easy, is it, Larry?
That's right. That's why they play these games, right? That's why it's so exciting. But we'll be good this second half.
Absolutely. Just your thoughts on the men's basketball season to date, and Dennis Gates, the job he's done with his players?
Yeah, it's been so fun to watch. One of the privileges I get in my role is you kind of get to see things behind the scenes. You get to see how players and coaches interact, and this team has just been really close, and their connectivity and how they relate to each other. It's all of what you kind of see on the surface. When you're watching games, you're watching team, how they interact. It's very true. It's all the way behind the scenes, and a lot of that has to do with Coach Gates and how he manages a team, how he treats them, his relationships with them. So all that's just really, really been fun and encouraging to watch.
And hopefully the Tigers have a long run here in March in the tournament, just getting started tonight. Well, you made big news this week, just a couple of days ago, with your first head coaching hire at the University of Missouri. It's not Laird's first rodeo, as we say, with all his experience in administration, of course, coming from athletic director at Memphis, but you hired Kelly Harper to be Missouri's next women's head basketball coach. Congratulations. I think that's such a great hire, and I'll let you explain to our listeners why you made that selection.
Absolutely. Well, I am, super excited. I think that sounds like AD Speak 101 right there when you hire a coach, right? But I also feel just very, very fortunate to have someone of Coach Harper's just caliber and experience. She is such a professional. She's so good at what she does, but she's also just going to be a really, really good fit with our people. I mean, she is as real and down to earth and as relatable as you'll ever find. Her family, her husband John, they are really, really good people, and she can really coach. I mean, if anybody you talk to in this profession that knows a thing about women's basketball has high respect for her. And it's one of those things. You try to talk to people behind the scenes, and you talk to people that either worked with her or for her or played for her, and it is just glowing remarks all the way around. It's really, really, really fun to see, and to have somebody like that available, the timing and how it worked out. It was. We're sure excited that we were able to pull that through and make it happen, but we're also really, really fortunate that lined up the way it did, because she's going to do great things at Mizzou.
She was a great player on some great Tennessee teams, then head coach at 4 schools already, still a young lady in her 40s. We'll say that, right? That's part of the biographical sketch. But Western Carolina, North Carolina State, Missouri State, and then Tennessee took the Lady Vols to 4 NCAA tournaments in 4 years. I mean, this made so much sense, and I told you, and I meant it sincerely. That's how I try to be. It was the first name I thought of, Laird, when the job opened. It literally, honestly was. Doesn't mean you can get it done, but to your credit, you did get it done, and how perfect was the timing. You touched on that a little bit, that this woman was available for a coaching spot. She was out of coaching for 1 year, and voila.
Yeah, there she is. The search process behind the scenes, and obviously you can't get into a lot of the details there and who all you're talking to, but I can tell you it was just really smooth. I mean, we had a very, very clean, good, straightforward process. I had a lot of interest in the job. It is really encouraging to see, how much respect Missouri has. So many coaches want to be in the SEC, right? They want to compete and be with the best. And it's just, from the beginning, the interest level was really high, but it was also just really, 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 really clean, good process, great communication with leadership, President Choi and the board, and I just felt really good about how it played out. And again, she's just a special coach, and you go through that process, and of course she was one of the names on the very short list. To your point, we're early on, but then you go through the process for a reason, because you want to make absolutely sure you're hiring the best possible coach available, and it was just really clear in the end.
Yeah, good, and that's how it should be. And again, congratulations to you for getting that done. And that leads me maybe to my next question. What a lot of responsibility on your shoulders, in case you hadn't realized. But this is the job, right? You signed up for Director of Athletics at the University of Missouri. And here's a key part as well. In the Southeastern Conference these days, whoa, is that a mouthful?
Yeah, it's a lot. You know, and I hear that a lot. You know, but people kind of, particularly with all the change we're dealing with the house settlement, NIL, transfers, and just how highly competitive this league is. But, you know, I really wouldn't want it any other way. I mean, to be at a place like Missouri in this conference, it is a special opportunity. It's a lot of responsibility, but it's a huge honor, and I really enjoy it. I mean, it's been a lot of fun. If you're a competitor and you're proud of what you do, you like what you do, you want to do it at a place like this, and it's been a lot, but it's been a lot of fun.
It's nothing you can't handle, and I got to, of course, ask the former football star, albeit at Kansas State, about Missouri, not just spring football, but in addition, the north end zone of the stadium project. I mean, we're not wasting any time, are we, Mr. Veach?
No, they're really getting after it. That's been fun to, keep track of and follow, too. We do have our construction cameras up for our fans who haven't had a chance to check those out yet. We've had, some weather slowed us down a couple times, but then speed right back up. They assure us they continue to be on track. And the interest level in suites, we're now quite a ways over halfway sold in our suites. We're really starting to move into some of the club seats and other opportunities. And obviously we're over a year and almost a year and a half away still. So it's progressing really well. We got to get a lot more support. We got to get the help to get it paid for and do it right. And to really make it a project that in the long term is really going to help us get out ahead. Not only in the facility, but financially and the support we have for our program. So it feels great. The plan is really coming together. We're kind of at the point now where all the small details are really defined, and here before long we'll be able to share some updated renderings, publicly with our fans, and I think they're going to really be excited about just the level and the finishes completely throughout that project. It's going to be awesome.
I told one of the football coaches, I hope I don't see him at all spring football practice, because that means I'm really busy with these basketball guys traveling throughout the month in the tournament. They said they were okay with that, so all's good. Laird, you found your way to Wichita okay. You didn't need directions, did you?
No, I've been here a time or two. Back in the day, yeah, I've been down to this neck of the woods. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've been back. I'm still trying to though, now that I'm on, the other side of the
right
line,
side of the state
the right
line.
side of the line, I'm trying to adhere to the Norm Stewart rule and not spend any money here in the state of Kansas. Even though I may have a child or two that I've paid for some tuition here and there, but other than that, I'm trying to keep it clean.
Well, the quiet, shy guy that I am would never mention that you have two daughters at Kansas State, including one who's on the soccer team, so you don't have to worry about that. Hey,
thanks for throwing that out there right while I'm in the enemy state.
Aren't you glad I'm quiet, shy, and introverted?
Yeah.
Yep, you knew that. Hey, Laird, thanks for your time. Even we got an extra couple minutes with a longer halftime, and I took full advantage of it with the AD. That's the kind of guy I am also. Thank you, Laird. Let's turn this thing around in the second half.
Absolutely. MIZ.
ZOU. Laird Veach, Missouri's Director of Athletics, with us at halftime. Missouri trailing Drake 30-23 in the NCAA tourney. 20 minutes of basketball left on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. Sirius XM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On SEC Radio, there is complete coverage of every school in the conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of Sirius XM free. Subscribe now. See all for details at SiriusXM.com/SEC Sports.
Life is like basketball. Sometimes you're ready for the next play, and sometimes the unexpected happens. If you or someone you care about is facing an unexpected pregnancy, it can feel like they're stuck on defense. As a teammate, you can help them see their options and make the right moves. Whether it's happening to you, a friend, or a family member, let them know they don't have to face it alone. Take control of the game. Visit planschange.org today to find out more.
Brought to you by Vitae Foundation.
Today's game is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs. For protection on the road and on the water. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com. This is Mizzou Basketball from Learfield.
It's Michael Agnew with API Project Fitness. We're not just a gym, but a thriving community of individuals like yourself who are dedicated to improving their overall health and well-being. Our group classes are designed to be inclusive and to cater to individuals at all fitness levels. Our classes are tailored to challenge and to motivate you to achieve your goals. But don't just take my word for it. Experience the API difference yourself by trying any of our classes for free. Visit APIProjectFitness.com or call us at 573-268-6944. Let us help you live a healthier life. Join the API community today.
Come on. That was me, a proper internet troll, finally having enough, all because of slow, spotty internet. We've all been there. So switch to Brightspeed Fiber Internet. Its ultra-fast fiber and wall-to-wall Wi-Fi coverage have me throwing out likes and hearts like confetti at a parade. I love parades. Who knew?
Brightspeed Fiber Internet. Switch to the bright side at brightspeed.com/today. Limited availability in select areas.
This is the Center for Human Services halftime show.
This is the CHS halftime report. Drake leading Missouri 30-23 in Wichita in the NCAA tournament. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. You're listening to Tiger Basketball. The Tigers down 7 to Drake at halftime. The second half starts next on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
The most powerful ideas come from understanding. By asking what's important here. At Great Southern Bank, we start by asking our customers to find out how we're doing and what they really need. Then we get to work, making banking easier and more effective, financing more flexible, and our communities better places to live. It's an ongoing team effort to keep improving how we serve our neighbors day after day. And it all starts with understanding what really matters. Learn more at GreatSouthernBank.com. Member FDIC.
It's time to play Walk the Plank. True or false? Real wood floors can last hundreds of years. False. No, that's true. Laminates fumble fast. True or false? Homes with real wood floors sell much faster than homes with fake wood flooring. True. True or false? Bamboo's a good choice for flooring. True. False. Bamboo's a grass. Keep turf on the field, not on your floors. Visit choosewood.com for more truth about trees.
Today's game is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs. For protection on the road and on the water. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com. This is Mizzou Basketball from Learfield.
At MediaCom, we believe no matter where you live or work, you should have access to fast, reliable internet. That's why we're one of the first in the nation to bring gig speeds to every customer we serve. Why we invest billions of dollars into our network. And it's why you can always count on MediaCom to deliver 99.99% network reliability. The fact is, it doesn't matter where you are. With MediaCom, you're always moving forward. Network reliability based on the 2022 MediaCom Executive Summary Outage Exception Report.
Do you wave a tiger tail in your sleep? See tigers in the clouds? Never wear garnet and white together? If so, there's no better way to show your Mizzou pride than with the Regions Visa debit card and prepaid Regions Now card customized with your favorite MU photo. As passionate as you are about the Tigers, Regions is even more passionate about celebrating your every financial win and helping you plan for the next one. Personalize your card today at yourpicks.regions.com. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
Back in Wichita, Kansas, Missouri down 7 to Drake. The bad news is Drake has really dominated play, Mike. The good news is Missouri is well within striking range within 7, but they got to start well the second half because I think if the Tigers fall by many more points, this game's going to go really quickly, as deliberate as Drake is. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree, and Missouri's got to get more out of Mark Mitchell than they got the first half, and certainly he contributed late in that half. Can the Tigers take advantage? A lineup of Robinson, Bates, Grill, Mitchell, and Tony Perkins to begin the game. Abreu along with Jackson, Sturtz, Mascari, and Manioff for Drake. Robinson, right of the logo, brings it to the left side. Handling the ball on the wing. Bounce it, left block extended. Mitchell working against Manuel. Handing, turns baseline. Double team comes, leans in, forces it up, missed it. Rebound goes to Drake. They had two defenders around Mark Mitchell. Nobody from Missouri converts to try to get the rebound other than Mitchell. Sturts into the front court. Drake by 7, handling the ball left of the logo. Away from the arc on the left wing, taken by Jackson, guarded by Robinson. Holds it hip high now above his head. Sends it right side, threw it away. Like Drake started the game with a turnover. So Missouri gets the ball back down 7 with 19:24 to play.
And I like the approach on offense, getting inside to Mitchell on the baseline, but others have to work off him. Obviously, he drew the double team, didn't have any help, as you mentioned.
Robinson on the logo, middle of the floor. Bounces it right side. Perkins, guarded by Mascari. Lob it into Mitchell. Strong catch against two defenders and fouled by Abreu on the overplay.
Love it. I mean, that's what you do. Make them foul you. Put the pressure on not only the defense, but the officials to call the foul inside. That is an advantage for Missouri. You know, let's not complicate things. And I'm not saying it's easy or simple, but do what you need to do. Take advantage of your potential advantage.
Second on Abreu, baseline left. Robinson gets it in. Grill outside. Try to hand it to Mitchell now off a deflection. Gets it back. Perkins now right side. Bates drives baseline. Bump with the body. Perkins will drive to the right block. Puts it up and gets fouled by Manuel. Tigers attacking the rim to begin the first half. 1 minute in, and that's something we didn't see in the first half.
Right, and it makes sense to do so. This is a smaller Drake team. Facts are facts. You can tell by looking at them. Get into the lane, get physical, get downhill, and get to the line.
Third personal foul against Cam Manuel. The Kansas City native played at Staley High School and then transferred from Wyoming. So Perkins at the free throw line trying to give Missouri its first points of the second half. Makes the free throw, does the Iowa transfer. Tavian Combs replaces Manuel. Perkins next free throw. Good. Missouri down 5. 1 minute into the second half and now a little full court pressure. Inbound taken by Combs. He'll bring it right to left in the front court as Mitchell waits for him to cross the half-court line. Right side between the circles. Picks up the dribble on the double team to Jackson. Handling the ball middle of the floor. Jackson on the logo. Sturts takes it. Curls it to the right side inside the arc. No look pass. Banks for the dunk. Missed it. Rebound tipped out by Mitchell. Controlled by Robinson. Ahead to Bates. In transition, Missouri down 5. Bates on the left wing to the trailer. Robinson. Right side Perkins. Back to Robinson top of the key. To the right elbow. Cut off. Drop between the legs to the left elbow. Offensive foul. Cleared space. Cleared space with the free arm. Robinson picks up the personal foul, his second.
Well, again, I appreciate the aggressiveness, though, by Missouri. They have really gotten a talking to, I believe, in the dressing room about being physical and driving the ball, getting into the paint, and taking advantage of your perceived strength in addition to the obvious size.
Last possession, Banks tried to dunk it and put Mark Mitchell on a poster and couldn't finish.
Well, they were lucky that was a point-blank miss. You could hear the oohs and ahs literally through our headsets from the crowd on the no-look pass.
Jackson pushes off to clear space from Robinson, handling the ball in the middle of the low on the logo. Then McCullum close to getting a technical on the other side. Sturts handling the ball on the logo between the circles. 12 on the shot clock. Double team. Comes right side. Right wing Abreu. Skip pass left side. Taken by Jackson. Almost walked with the ball. 5 on the shot clock. Jackson guarded by Bates with 4. To the cutter Abreu. 15-footer good.
Such a nice job off the ball. Abreu cutting from the far side into the lane. Good shooting spot.
Perkins on the right side. Good show by Abreu. Perkins bounces it. Kicked out of bounds by Mascari. 17:49 to play. Missouri trailing 32-25. Second half underway in Wichita. Winner gets Texas Tech or North Carolina Wilmington. Grill takes the inbounds, hands it back to Perkins, handling the ball, guarded by Mascari. Right side of the key, Mitchell, guarded by Abreu. A little reach there. Drives him to the right elbow, spins back middle, dump it to Perkins. Head and shoulder fake, put it up, block. Deflected by Perkins, out of bounds, and back to Drake. Then Combs stands over the top of Perkins. He didn't like it. 2 players separated.
Yeah. It could have gone either way. The player standing over Perkins, and Perkins can't react. He kicked up with his legs, but the officials wisely, I think correctly, didn't call a thing. And the players, the teammates on both sides, walked away and kept peace.
Tavian Banks, who was standing over the top of him, handling the ball in the backcourt. Jackson working against Robinson, comes into the front court. 17:26 to play. Mizzou down 7. Jackson fans outside towards half court. Runs Sturts, takes it to the left side. Brings it back out Jackson to the right side of the key on a slip for Banks. Hanging, missed it, gets it back, lays it up and in.
It's screen and slip. It's hurt Missouri in recent weeks. They set it at the top of the key, and nobody picked up the slipper to the basket.
Perkins comes right side between the circles. Missouri trailing by 9 after trailing by 10 in the first half. Perkins, left wing for Bates, who's been quiet. Jab step drives, top of the key. Perkins to the left elbow on the cut for Bates. Had it knocked away, fouled by Mascari. Mitch Mascari picks up the personal foul on the reach as Bates wins baseline.
What a consistent, determined effort by Missouri here out of the intermission to drive the ball. And what happens is if you get inside and continually can do that, Drake will have to collapse his defense. Then you have the inside-out game that can work for three-point shooters out front.
Mascari's got 2. Inbounds taken by Perkins. Outside now Robinson. Left wing Grill. Catch and shoot 3. Missed it, but a foul. He'll shoot 3 free throws. Bennett Sturtz picks up his second personal foul. And that could be the best thing to get Caleb Grill going. Get him to the free throw line and see the ball go through the basket.
We know his streakiness, his ability to heat up in a hurry as a shooter. And yes, if he makes one after these free throws, 2, 3, and 4 three-point baskets could quickly follow.
So Grill will have 3 free throws. Missouri trailing 34-25, makes the free throw with 16:46 to play.
This is really an encouraging start, though, for Missouri on the offensive end of things where they struggled mightily the first half. Defensively, I think this is going to have to be better as the game goes on, but this is a good start here.
Grill rims in the second free throw. Caleb 2 of 6 in the field, 0 for 4 from 3, but 2 of 2 at the foul line now. Gray comes in, replacing Perkins.
Grill, Mitchell, and Bates, Mike, have combined for 11 points. 11, and we're into the second half by a few minutes.
Next free throw from Caleb, dances in. 34-28, 16:46 to play, 2-possession game. Crowd comes to its feet against the press. Banks into the front court, bounces it right side Sturtz. Sturtz handling the ball between the circles, guarded by Robinson. Sends it left side Jackson. Jackson with the ball fake back to Sturtz right of the logo. Shot clock at 14 as he holds the ball. Puts it on the deck on the logo. Sliding left side to the left corner. Abreu on a reaching foul. Silly reaching foul against Tamar Bates, who picks up number 2.
Yeah, don't understand that by Tamar here on the sideline against the bigger player for Drake, who's really not a threat in that spot. Just got to be on point and not waste any fouls.
So the inbounded left sideline in the front court. To our left will be Combs for Drake. Having trouble, gets it in, and Banks almost walks on the catch, guarded by Gray. Banks drives in baseline. Jump stop right corner, driving baseline Abreu. Throws it outside right wing Mascari. 3, good. He just needs a little room, doesn't he?
He does, Mike, and good ball movement by the Bulldogs.
Bates in transition, goes reverse, lost it, got it back. Hangs put it up, missed it, couldn't finish at the rim. Banks with good defense for Drake, who leads by 9, a chance to make it a double-digit lead again with 15:56 to play. Combs comes into the front court. Missouri having a hard time finishing at the rim. Combs in a foul against Missouri's Gray just threw the defender. The offensive player was trying to set a pick out of the way. Takes us to the under 16 timeout. Drake by 9 on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
A message about driving safely from University of Missouri head basketball coach Dennis Gates.
Basketball requires everyone to be responsible teammates. Driving requires the same exact thing. Crashes can be avoided by practicing safe driving habits. Please leave all distractions aside. Once you're behind that wheel, that is your number one priority. Buckle up, phone down. Slow down, drive sober.
This message is brought to you by the Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety.
It's game time. As Mizzou Hoops action heats up, there's only one way to cool down: Shock Top Belgian White. So grab your friends and a couple cold ones and toast to the thrill of college basketball. Shock Top Belgian White. Shock your world. This refreshing beer brings a burst of citrus to your glass, making it the perfect choice for cheering on the Mizzou Tigers. Whether you're courtside or couchside, Shock Top Belgian White is a slam dunk for all the nail-biting buzzer beaters and unforgettable alley-oops. Shock Top, official craft beer sponsor of the Missouri Tigers. Please enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, Shock Top Brewing Company, Portland, Oregon.
Today's game is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs. For protection on the road and on the water. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com. This is Mizzou basketball from Learfield.
Something big is happening at Hy-Vee. We've just lowered thousands and thousands of prices on thousands and thousands of items in every aisle and in every department. Online, too. And on many of your favorite products. We've even matched prices with some of the biggest discount stores in the country. Because we get it, times are still tough. So we'll continue to work hard to bring you new lower prices on thousands of items. Things are looking different at Hy-Vee. Come see for yourself.
The Club at Old Hawthorne is a terrific golf course with amazing practice facilities, which is why the Mizzou golf teams play here. Here's what you might not know. The Club at Old Hawthorne is a community with a welcoming environment that's a perfect fit for an active lifestyle. Golf, tennis, pickleball, swimming, and a fitness center with classes all at one club. The Club at Old Hawthorne. Visit oldhawthorne.com to learn more or schedule a tour. I'm Mike Kelly, the voice of the Missouri Tigers. How much do I love Old Hawthorne? I live here.
Drake has held the lead in this game for most of it. Missouri with a brief lead in the first half. Drake led by 10 in the first half, led by 7 at the break. They lead by 9 with 15:48 to play. Central Bank's your hometown bank. It's the only place for Tiger Checking. Open it today. www.tigerchecking.com. The Laborers Union and their contractors are winning team together. They create a foundation worth building on. For more information, visit buildunion.com. Drake to inbound in the front court. Sturts on the right sideline. 3 team fouls for each team. Inbound in the backcourt taken by Combs. Coming into the front court, guarded by Gorilla, Missouri. Handling the ball on the logo. Left side of the key, back to the basket of Abreu. Guarded by Missouri's Mitchell. Shot clock at 8, cut off with 7. Looks up at the clock, 5 on the shot clock. Tries to go left baseline. 3 on the shot clock, spins baseline. Fade away, missed it. Rebound on the weak side, pulled down by Combs. Over Gray, missed it. Rebound pulled down by a Grill. Tigers down by 9. Mitchell in the front court in transition. Drives into the paint, put it up, missed it. Rebound, Gray flies in and gets fouled. Trying to get the offensive glass. Mitchell was out of control, went up and almost came down after jumping and touched the floor before releasing the ball, which would have been a travel. Foul against Abreu is his third, 15th foul against Drake. So Abreu with 3, Maniau with 3. Howard comes in replacing Abreu. Tigers trailing 37-28, 15-17 to play. Baseline right, inbound at Grill with 20 on the shot clock.
Coach Gates just inserted Jacob Cruz for Tamar Bates as well at the stoppage, Mike.
Floated in Mitchell, get it back to Grill. 1 bounce, 3 from the left wing. Missed it, air ball pulled down by Cruz. Throws it back out, deflected by Sturts, saves it inbounds to Howard, who comes into the front court, guarded by Grill. Almost knocks it away, does Grill. Howard, left wing, to the left baseline. Jump stop cut off. Now throws it outside Mascari. Throws it right at the logo, taken by Combs. Missouri down by 9. Drake with the ball, chance to make it an 11-point lead. Combs with 13 on the shot clock. Comes middle of the floor, cut off by Robinson. Ball deflected and a foul on Robinson with a reach.
That's a tough foul. Anthony just hard to change his stripes. He's such an aggressive defender, but 9 seconds on the shot clock, and they're out on the front of the logo there near midcourt, and a reach foul, and Missouri now with another team foul. That is number 4.
Bounce it in, taken by Sturts. Right of the logo, handling the ball. Bennett Sturts against Robinson, 15 on the shot clock, left side between the circles. Right side open as Howard launches a 3. Missed it, long rebound taken by Mitchell. Mitchell into the front court. Holds off the defender, Howard. Pivots, gets it to Cruz. Left side on the right side on the sideline. Back to Mitchell and they reset. Missouri needs a points. Trailing 37-28. haven't scored in the last 2-10. Mitchell left side away from the arc, 13 on the shot clock. Trying to drive Howard to the left elbow. Mishandles the ball, knocked away by Howard. Picked up by Banks, a run-out challenge by Cruz. Lays it up and in, and the lead is 11. When you dribble too much, they make you pay defensively with the way they converge on the ball handler. It results in a run-out layup. Drake with its largest lead by 11 with 14:08 to play on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
A message about driving safely from University of Missouri head basketball coach Dennis Gates.
Basketball requires everyone to be responsible teammates. Driving requires the same exact thing. Crashes can be avoided by practicing safe driving habits. Please leave all distractions aside. Once you're behind that wheel, that is your number one priority. Buckle up, phone down. Slow down, drive sober.
This message is brought to you by the Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're for the Missouri way of life. We're for worrying less about the what-ifs and more about the why-nots. We're for checking off your bucket list and then making a new one. For starting a family, a business, a tradition. And if you find yourself starting over, we're here for that too. We're for building a life in Missouri and then going out and living it. And when it comes to making sure everything you've built is protected, we're for you.
I am Josh Snoddy, your Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent. And if you're in Cooper County, I've got you covered.
The most powerful ideas come from understanding. By asking what's important here. At Great Southern Bank, we start by asking our customers to find out how we're doing and what they really need. Then we get to work, making banking easier and more effective, financing more flexible, and our communities better places to live. It's an ongoing team effort to keep improving how we serve our neighbors day after day. And it all starts with understanding what really matters. Learn more at GreatSouthernBank.com. Member FDIC.
Mizzou Athletics would like to thank its premier partners, MU Healthcare and Shelter Insurance. Remember, you can listen to not only the NCAA tournament, but the teams from the SEC all season long on Sirius XM. More homes and businesses are making the switch to Socket Fiber. The most reliable service, simple, transparent pricing. Call 1-800-SOCKET3 or visit socket.net to learn more. Mizzou basketball also brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Mike, three other SEC teams in good shape in their games. Tennessee has just defeated Wofford 77-62. Texas A&M leads Yale 67-56, 4 minutes to go. And Arkansas leads Kansas 75-72, 12 seconds left to play. So 4 SEC teams playing in this current window of games. 2 of them have won. Arkansas in good shape in 12 seconds ago, but Missouri will have to come from behind here, losing by 11 to Drake. Still time, 14 minutes to go.
Tigers have got to be more disciplined on offense, too. I mean, Caleb Grill trying to get off, trying to get going, and coming from the baseline from the right side, catches one bounce, and Jackson ill-advised 3 that resulted in a rebound for Drake, and they were able to extend the lead to 11. Grill between the circles, right side, left side for Mitchell. Dribbles on the weave, hands it off for Cruz, left side of the logo between the circles. Right of the logo for Pierce. Now Robinson on the weave, to the top of the key. Cut off, now left wing between the circles. Step back force, 17-footer misses. Rebound controlled by Drake. Maniel back in, one and done for Missouri on the offensive end. Drake a chance to extend the 11-point lead, and an offensive foul against Combs. Cleared space, knocked down Robinson. Tigers get the ball back on the turnover.
Actually, 10-second violation. The shot clock had gone down to 19. So Missouri with a good job defensively, and we've seen them be able to do that tonight, right? Create turnovers by the Drake Bulldogs, and they were just too deliberate. 11 seconds before they got it across. Can Mizzou take advantage?
I think it was actually 10 before the foul. It was clearly a foul on the...
But I mean, the signal by the ref was, turnover.
To the left side of Robinson. Handling the ball, Missouri down by 11. Left elbow, left side of the lane, splits 2 defenders, banks it up and missed it at the rim. Another point-blank miss for Missouri at the rim. Mascari, top of the Combs, left baseline running. Howard for the flush. Drake is shredding Missouri. They lead it 41-28.
Absolutely spreading the floor. I mean, that court was so widely spread. The dunker came in from the left corner of the floor and had clear sailing to the goal.
Down by 13 with 13 to play against a team that will grind you on the offensive end. Makes it difficult for Missouri to come back, particularly the way the Tigers are playing offensively. Just 7 of 28 from the field and 2 of 10 from 3. 12 of 14 from the free throw line. Perkins, middle of the floor. To the right side, cut off right side of the key. Leaves it middle of the floor for Warwick, who's in. Warwick guarded by Sturts to the left side. Double team, had a knockaway, gets it back, sends it to Perkins on the logo. Shot clock at 10. Perkins double team and stripped. Too much dribbling taken away. Banks will run out to the rim, and Drake leads 43-28. The Bulldogs out of the Missouri Valley are 12 minutes and 40 seconds away from round 2 of the NCAA tournament, in this their third consecutive appearance in the NCAA tournament.
Coach Gates needs a timeout. He calls it 30-second variety here, and Missouri really on the verge of getting put away here with 12 minutes to go, down 15. These are daunting numbers against this Drake team, which has controlled the game completely.
Royal Banks of Missouri, banking with them easier than ever. Open an account, manage your finances at any time with their online banking service. Visit RoyalBanksofMo.com today to open a new personal checking or savings account. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC, equal opportunity lender. The other thing, too, that I think comes into play here, and I really believe this is a group from Drake who played together at Northwest Missouri State. Some of them played together for multiple years, and then they bring it to Drake for their first season here. They followed their coach. They knew the culture. They know the offense. They know the fundamentals on defense. And you're facing a Missouri team that really a lot of these guys playing together for the first time, and I think that comes into play, particularly in this setting.
4 players from Northwest Missouri State, and again, 7 of their top 8 from the state of Missouri.
Back to the basket, Mitchell on the left side, hands to Bates, curls to the left wing, cut off, now comes back middle of the floor. Right wing for Warwick, ball fake, drives right baseline, a little floater, missed it, rebound, Mitchell gets it, but fouled on the rebound with 12:24 to play.
And Warwick, we hadn't seen, but now he's in the second half because he gives them something they desperately need, instant offense. It's kind of getting to that time where you need somebody who can just go out there and get buckets.
43-28, 15-point deficit for Missouri with 12:24 to play. Barrett, baseline left. Holds, floats it in, caught by Pierce on the left wing, guarded by Mascari. Comes top of the key, hands to Bates. Bates puts it on the deck against Combs. Right side of the lane, a little floater, rims it home. Tigers cut the lead to 13. First time Missouri scored a point in almost 5 minutes. Drake patiently will walk it from right to left into the front court. Into the front court comes Combs. Double team Combs. Picks up the dribble and travel with the ball. Another turnover.
Well, again, Drake has certainly been sloppy at times with the basketball. They are now up to 11 turnovers for this game. Unfortunately, Missouri has 13.
Under 12 timeout arrives with 12 minutes to play. Missouri needing points, down by 13 on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. Tiger fans, do you like to gamble? Well, gambling's exactly what you're doing if you have your home or business electrical installation done by a contractor who's not qualified, trained, and insured. Don't take the chance. Be safe. Be certain. Use only IBEW contractors to do your electrical work. The stakes are just too high for anything else. You can depend on your hometown IBEW and IBEW contractors.
Today's game is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs. For protection on the road and on the water. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com. This is Mizzou basketball from Learfield.
The club at Old Hawthorne is a terrific golf course with amazing practice facilities, which is why the Mizzou golf teams play here. Here's what you might not know. The club at Old Hawthorne is a community with a welcoming environment that's a perfect fit for an active lifestyle. Golf, tennis, pickleball, swimming, and a fitness center with classes all at one club. The club at Old Hawthorne. Visit oldhawthorne.com to learn more or schedule a tour. I'm Mike Kelly, the voice of the Missouri Tigers. How much do I love Old Hawthorne? I live here.
It's game day, Tigers. Score big with fast check-ins, short security lines, and nonstop flights on American Airlines right here in Columbia. Whether you're traveling for the next big game or a quick getaway, Columbia Regional Airport gets you there easier and without the drive. Take the home court advantage to the skies at flycou.com. Columbia Regional Airport. There sooner, home faster.
Back in Wichita, Missouri, down by 13 points to Drake. Tigers trail 43-30, 12 minutes left to go.
Missouri, among the nation leaders in bench scoring with 36 per game, has just 5 tonight. Baird will bring it into the front court. Missouri down by 13. Left side of the key, Mitchell back to the basket, guarded by Banks. Pivots to the left side, gets left side of the lane, missed it. Rebound pulled down by Combs. Again, 3 Drake players around the basketball after the missed shot by Mitchell. Into the front court comes Combs. Right side between the circles, guarded by Mitchell. That's a mismatch. Comes middle of the floor, sends it left side, taken by Mascari. Shadowed by Warwick. Handling the ball, comes middle of the floor to the logo. Right side, hands it to Combs. Guarded by T.O. Barrett, now on the switch with 10 on the shot clock. Goes around him, right side, leans in from the block, hanging, missed it. Rebound Barrett of Missouri loses it, picked up by Pierce. Throw it ahead to Warwick. Missouri down 13 in transition. Warwick chased, gets it to Barrett. Barrett into the paint, hanging, scoop and reverse good. His first points come on a reverse layup for T.O. Barrett, the freshman from Edmond, Oklahoma. Tigers down by 11. In the backcourt, Combs, who's had a couple of turnovers of late, almost a turnover on a pass into the front court, cart by Banks. Sturtz takes it just inside of half court on the left side. Shot clock at 15, less than 11 to play. Sturtz will drive, gets into the paint, right baseline, floater from Combs, good.
Well, they just move the ball and themselves beautifully. The Drake Bulldogs
lead back to 13. Bates on the right side, guarded by Howard. Behind him, Mitchell picked up by Mascari. Drives him to the right side, picked up by Howard on the switch. Right side between the circles, Barrett. Shot clock 15, right wing Bates. To the right baseline, to the rim, lays it up and in. Now can Missouri get a stop, cutting the lead to 11 with 10:29 to play. Mascari in the backcourt, almost tied up by Mitchell. Throws it to Sturtz into the front court for Combs on the left side. 10:20 to play. 11-point Drake lead. Right wing Banks. Bounce it on the baseline. Caught by Howard. Tips it to Sturtz, who lays it up and in.
Well, it's a clinic. I mean, they are just moving the ball, cutting to open spaces, and Missouri is chasing, just playing defense from behind, and another timeout called as the Tigers remain down double digits and time ticking down to 10 minutes left.
Lead is 13, 47-34. Dennis Gates has just one timeout remaining. Again, this is a Missouri. We talk about the offense, right? Tigers, 8 consecutive games of scoring at least 80 points. Missouri, from an offensive standpoint, number 9 in the country, 84.5. But things that have plagued Missouri all year long, defensively, Missouri number 232 in the country in scoring defense, allowing 73.8 points per game.
30 points in the paint for Drake. They've got 47 as a total. 19 points for Drake from turnovers. Missouri just 8. Bench points 15-5 for Drake. It's just been complete domination. And as I watch, it feels almost worse than the score because of the style of play, the deliberate nature of the play for Drake. You just know 13 with 10 minutes to go is probably more in other games.
And to your point, Drake is so poised on the offensive end.
Yeah.
Again, 22 seconds is the average possession. And when they spread you, they just get easy layups.
I mean, we've seen that the last 2 trips.
Tigers down 47-34. Baird will bring it from left to right in the front court. Comes on the logo. Howard guarding him, backs off. Barrett, left wing for Bates. Bates a jab step, guarded by Jackson. Wants a screen from Mitchell. Now on the slip from Mitchell on the left side. Two defenders come to Pierce, jams it. Finally, Missouri with ball movement that results in a dunk.
It makes one ask, where has that been? Because that looks great.
Mascari into the front court on the left side. Less than 10 to play. Missouri down by 11. Can they get a stop? Jackson left of the logo, guarded by Trent Pierce. Picked up by Mitchell on the switch. Handling the ball left side between the circles. Now middle of the floor. Mascari, right side. Bounce at top of the key. Banks faces up against Pierce. Pivots outside. 8 on the shot clock taken by Sturtz. Sturtz on a slip for Banks on the right block. Offensive foul. A blocking foul against T.O. Barrett on the right block. Called by Pat Adams.
Right idea by Barrett, but Pat Adams, the veteran official, feels that T.O. got there just a tad too late, so he's called for the foul instead of the charge against Drake.
Or was he completely in front of the offensive player, too, is the other thing to ask. The foul, though, results in a free throw opportunity for Tavian Banks. 71% foul shooter. Misses the free throw. Again, a large contingent of Missouri fans have made their way to Wichita, trying to inspire their team, who had arguably their best possession offensively on the last time down the court. Trailing by 11 with 9:27 to play.
Sorry, Mike. Screen and roll on the side, and then the cutter Pierce into the lane. It worked beautifully for Missouri, but we've seen no consistency offensively from the Tigers.
Missed both free throws. Rebound Bates. Rill got knocked down on the exchange. Throw it ahead to Warwick on the right wing. Trying to go around Sturtz. Step back three from the right corner on the way. Splashed it home.
Just what they need. Warwick's the one guy that, it's instant offense with him.
Tigers cut it to 9. 3-possession game. Now full court pressure. Mascari to Sturtz in the backcourt. Almost walk. Gets into the front court of Bray, who's got the 3 fouls. Sends it right side of the court for Jackson between the circles. 9:03 to play. Jackson into the paint. Left wing Mascari. One-handed grab. Guarded by Grill. Drives into the paint. Falling down. Throws it to Sturtz. 10 on the shot clock. Guarded by Warwick. Sturtz now picked up by Barrett. 6 on the shot clock. Little runner top of the key. Good.
What's the word I used in the first half? An assassin. That's what he is. Sturtz.
Into the front court, lead 11. Barrett goes around Combs, who picks up the personal foul with the reach. Banks picks up the personal foul. Tavian Banks. 17th foul, 1 in bonus. It'll send T.O. Barrett to the free throw line with a chance to cut into the lead with the clock stopped.
Bennett Sturtz now 19 points and 3 assists to lead this Drake team, just showing his value. They've got 50 points on the board. He's got 19 of his own and assisted on 3 other baskets.
One-handed runner the last time down. One bounce and throw it up. And Barrett at the free throw line makes the front end of the 1 in bonus.
And that shot that you described as a one-handed runner, it was a long shot, it was a late shot, but he looked under control, didn't he? He was poised and on balance as he put that up.
Looks like he's practiced that many times somewhere in a gym or in a playground.
I have a feeling you're right.
Barrett cut the lead to 10, makes both free throws. He's got 4. T.O. matches his best production in SEC play. In the backcourt against pressure, Sturtz takes it, guarded by Barrett. Coming right to left in the front court, 3-possession game. Can Missouri get a stop? 8.5 to play. Sturtz, middle of the floor, just inside of half court to the left side. Left wing taken by Mascari, knocked away in a reaching foul against Bates. And again, no need to just swing down against the offensive player.
Mar's been guilty of that a couple of times. 2 of his 3 fouls have been on the exact same spot on the floor, right next to the sideline, way out between the circles. Don't need those.
Mitchell will come in, 16th foul against Missouri, so no free throws yet for Drake with 8:24 to play. They lead by 9 as Mitchell replaces Pierce. 20 on the shot clock. See if Missouri can get a stop and cut into this 9-point advantage as Robinson will come in for Missouri as well, replacing T.O. Barrett. Barrett gets a nice round of applause from the Missouri fans. On the left sideline, bounce it in, left wing Mascari, guarded by Bates. 18 on the shot clock, fans outside. Bates again with a reach off the foot of Sturtz, picked up left side by Jackson, shot clock at 10. Jackson top of the key, guarded by Robinson of Missouri. Cut off on the right side of the key. Now crossover, gets free throw line, jump stop in the paint, hand it to Abe Brew. And he puts it up and in. Abreu puts it in, and the lead goes back to 11. And again, just their ability to operate late clock, they're so poised. Robinson, middle of the floor, comes to the left side with less than 8 to play. Missouri down by 11. Tip of the logo, right side taken by Warwick between the circles. Now curls it towards the top of the key. Crossover, left wing Grill, an open three from the left wing goes down. Grill with the three from the left wing cuts the lead to 8. 7.5 to play. Full court pressure. Abreu fouled by Mitchell, who picks up the personal foul, and free throws coming up for Daniel Abreu. An 80% free throw shooter is the native of Springfield. First, the under 8 timeout. Missouri trailing 52-44 on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
The Missouri Laborers Union and their contractors build our communities. Chances are your church, school, grocery store, or gas station was built by contractors using union laborers. They take great pride in their work and accomplishments and love to go by an old project and say, I built that. The men and women of the Missouri Laborers Union and their contractors, taking pride in building our communities. Go to buildunion.com for more information. That's buildunion.com.
Listening to your favorite basketball team battle it out on the hardwood court. When it comes to performance, teams demand the quality of real American wood floors, and you should too. But not just wood floors, real wood cabinets, millwork, even real wood furniture. Beautiful, durable, and timeless. Real wood is always the right choice. Learn more by visiting choosewood.com.
At MU Healthcare, believing anything is possible is how we treat every patient. It's how we find answers to medicine's most difficult questions, like uncovering new ways to help the body fight cancer, renewing hope for epilepsy patients, and stopping muscular dystrophy in its tracks. At MU Healthcare, we won't stop searching for answers, because when it comes to your health, we never settle. Neither should you.
52-44 is the lead for Drake with 7 minutes and 32 seconds to play. Union Electrical Contractors, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, the IBEW, are partners in quality construction and electrical and communication services, helping people of all ages develop skills to overcome physical, mental, and financial challenges across the state of Missouri. That's the Center for Human Services.
3 SEC teams have just won in the last few minutes here in the tournament. Tennessee beat Wofford 77-62. Texas A&M beat Yale 80-71, and Arkansas defeated Kansas 79-72. Here, Missouri trails 52-44, just 7.5 minutes to go, and Drake really, to me, as good as advertised. Of course, Drake is one of only 2 programs in the NCAA that has won at least 25 games the last 5 years. The other, the Houston Cougars under Kelvin Sampson. And you look at Drake, of course, Darren DeVries was the head coach for the first 4 of these 5 great years. He went to West Virginia for 1 year, and now has just been named.
Took a pay raise and jumped and went to Indiana.
Yeah, head coach at Indiana now within the last 24 hours. And Ben McCullum has taken over, and all he's done this year at Drake, go 30-3, and maybe on the verge of a 31-3 record if they hang on here down the stretch.
And will he leave after 1 year to go to Iowa?
Very likely.
Or elsewhere. Free throw missed, and air ball by Abreu, front end of the 1-on-1. Missouri gets the ball back down by 8 with 7:32 to play.
Here's the chance, right? I think we both feel it. So you're saying there's a chance. Missouri's down 8. The math is still very possible. 7.5 minutes to go, but they got to get busy.
Warwick behind a high screen, middle floor left of the logo, handling the ball. Sends it right side, run down by Bates in front of us. Trying to break down Banks off the dribble. Gets to the right elbow, into the paint, jump stop, leans in. Left side, got fouled, misses it, just dances out. But Bates will step to the free throw line, a 94% free throw shooter. Will make his first trip to the free throw line this evening. And that's a glaring stat if you're a Missouri fan. The fact that Tamar Bates will shoot free throws for the first time. He's 83 of 88 on the season. Makes the first.
Well, and also, how about Missouri's top 3 scorers? Caleb Grill, Mark Mitchell, and Tamar Bates have combined for 22 points with that made free throw. The 3 of them have combined for 22 points with 7:14 to go. And Missouri only 45 points on the board as a team. Again, it averaged 85 per game this season.
Trying to make it a two-possession game with 7:14 to play. Does. Tigers extend the pressure, trailing 52-46 in the backcourt. Combs, guarded by Warwick of Missouri. Comes right side into the front court on the sideline. Can Mizzou get a stop? Combs comes middle of the floor on the logo. Bounce it to Sturts on a flare cut. Left side of the key, tipping it to Combs. Back to Banks on the slip. Missed it. Rebound pulled down by Banks on the right block. Turns baseline, lost it out of bounds. Back to Missouri. And the pressure may be starting to get to Drake just a little bit.
Well, the Tiger fans hope so. And again, they have shown up. I mean, Dennis Gates had the famous message to the fans, right, the last few days. It's drivable. Be there. Well, they really are. A few thousand. Certainly, I'd say 2,000 plus in the building, making noise and urging Missouri on, trying to get them started here. Better late than never.
Down by 6:52 to play. Warwick into the front court, middle of the floor around Manu, who's got the 3 fouls. Now picked up on the switch by Howard. Left side of the key, left wing Robinson looking inside, doesn't see Mitchell. Fans outside with the dribble between the circles on the left side of the court. Shot clock at 15. Comes middle of the floor to the right elbow. Now fouled on a reach by Sturts, who picks up his third personal foul. With 6:34 to play, Anthony Robinson will shoot a 1 in bonus. Dennis Sturts has 3. Mascari with 2, Abreu with 3, and Maniau with 3. So Robinson front end of the 1 in bonus. Missouri down by 6. 6:34 to play. The Tiger crowd stands around this arena. Makes the free throw. Tigers trailed by 15. They've cut the lead to 5 with 6:34 left. Drake 7-0 Missouri run.
Drake with 9 team fouls now, so Missouri will be in the double bonus the rest of the way, which is big. 2 free throws on any Drake foul.
Robinson makes both. Tigers make it a 4-point game. 6:34 to play. Can they grind it out and come back? Howard almost had the ball taken away. Comes into the front court, goes Combs, middle of the floor, guarded by Warwick. Handling the ball on the logo. Just inside of half court, picks up the dribble. Bounce to the left side, Maniau. Handling the ball against Mitchell, throws it outside to Combs. Shot clock at 13 to the left side. Good show by Mitchell. Picks up the dribble, throws it right wing. Howard bounces it left baseline. Maniau blocked by Robinson, and a foul called against Missouri. First with the body, was it against Warwick? Nope, it's against Bates with a reach. So free throws coming up for Cam Maniau. 85% on the season with his team leading 52-48.
It was Warwick who really got lost, though, on defense. His man got behind him. That pass came across the court, and Warwick was kind of in no man's land with his man behind him closer to the basket. That set that whole sequence in motion, really, for Drake.
T.O. Barrett's going to come in. Foul called against Bates. That's his 4th personal foul. Now they're telling the Missouri bench to sit down.
The players under review to make sure we have the foul on the correct person.
They're going to review it for the first time to see if they've got the foul on the correct person. Right now it's Bates with his 4th. Subscribe to the Inside Mizzou Athletics podcast, the official podcast of Mizzou Athletics.
It is on number 2 white.
Bates confirmed. Picks up the foul. The unexpected happens every day. When it does, head to Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Everything your family needs. Kohl's, where families comes first. In Wichita, round 1 of the NCAA tournament with 6:10 to play. Drake led by as many as 15. The lead is 4 as Cam Maniau for the Bulldogs steps to the free throw line and promptly misses the first free throw.
Well, Missouri is very much alive in this game, and admittedly, to me, it didn't look great. Just a couple minutes ago, they were down 15 with 12:40 to play, and here in 6 minutes, they have cut it to a 4-point game. It's not been pretty, but they're trying to grind it out, to use a word you used, Mike, which is really accurate.
Maniau's next free throw. Missed them both. Rebound run down by Robinson. Missouri starting to get those 50-50 balls. 4-point Drake lead. Missouri with the ball. 6:05 to play after trailing by as many as 15. To the left side, Robinson cut off. Fans outside, guarded by Combs. Leaves it for Warwick, guarded by Howard. Behind a grill pick to the left side. Spinning into the paint, put it up right hand. Missed it. Rebound pulled down by Maniau. Mark Mitchell almost had a chance for a flush, but couldn't get the ball. 4-point Drake lead. They've got the ball. 5:43 to play. Just inside of half court. Sturtz, middle of the floor. Cut off. Bounce it right side of the key. Mascari. Back to Sturtz, middle of the floor on the logo. 14 on the shot clock. Guarded by Warwick. Picked up by Baird on the switch. Trying to back him down. Left side Mascari. Back top of the key. Sturtz. 7 on the shot clock. Cut off left side. Block. Now picking up loose ball. Driving. Taken away by Robinson. The Sturtz throw to head to Grill. Fouled by Mascari. With 5:20 to play. Mascari picks up his third. Grill will shoot free throws. A chance to pull Missouri within 2.
And it was the freshman T.O. Barrett on the defensive end that knocked that ball loose. Robinson, the sophomore, scooped it up. The Tigers were off and running, which we figured could be their recipe for success tonight. They just haven't been able to capitalize enough on Drake turnovers, but maybe here they come late in the game.
Tavian Combs to come in. Mascari with 3. Sturtz with 3. Abreu with 3. And Maniau with 3. Grill rims in the first free throw to make it a one-possession game with 5:20 to play.
Boy, Mike, check out the arena here across from us. All these Mizzou fans in the black and gold on their feet. The Drake fans behind us in blue on their feet, but almost motionless. They're stunned. Missouri's cut into this lead so quickly here within this second half.
Grill makes both free throws. It's a 52-50 lead. Missouri hasn't had the lead since very early in this game. Howard in the backcourt. Right side Combs comes into the front court. Middle of the floor guarded by Warwick, who's been really good defensively for Missouri. Combs on the logo just inside of half court. Shot clock at 15. Sturtz takes it right sideline guarded by Robinson. Left side of the key, tipping it outside. Banks to Combs, curls it to the right side. Right wing driving. Howard cut off at the free throw line. Outside top of the key, scoop it to Sturtz. Baseline for Combs. Right block outside Howard. Left wing. Mascari walk for the basketball. And Missouri gets the ball back. Little head and shoulder fake. Left his feet. Tigers get the ball back. Timeout taken by Ben McCollum with 4:50 to play. And listen to this Missouri crowd in Wichita. Second timeout taken by Ben McCollum. Mitch Mascari played 5 seasons at Northwest Missouri State, had graduated, had taken a finance job. And then when his head coach got the job at Drake, said, okay, I'll do it again, take that 6th year. Point being, he's played so much basketball, rarely would you think he'd make that mistake on the offensive end.
A little caught up in the moment there as he went for the shot fake, but took his foot off the ground, and that was enough for the turnover. The referee right there on the call, Darren George, along the side of the court. Missouri's got it back, and this is really stunning within this second half. Missouri down 15 with 12:40 to go, so in less than 8 minutes, they've drawn within 2. They've made up, obviously, 13 points. They've led for all of 2 minutes and 33 seconds of this game. Early in the first half, Mike, Missouri's biggest lead was 2 points in those first few minutes of play.
Tigers in the midst of a 9-0 run and have a chance to take the lead with a 3, tie the game with a 2. Robinson in the backcourt. They back off of him. Left to right in the front court on the logo, just inside of half court. Mitchell takes it right side of the key. Faces up, sends it left side. Warwick, jab step, guarded by Howard, the freshman. Handling the ball, top of the key, right side Robinson. Trying to drive, cut off. Fans right wing. Now right wing Mitchell deeper. Jab step, drives baseline. Double team comes in the paint. A foul called against Combs. Mitchell will shoot free throws to try to tie the game at 52. Cale Combs picks up his second personal foul. Correction, his third personal foul. So Mark Mitchell at the free throw line with a chance to tie the game. Misses the free throw. Maniau comes in replacing Howard.
Mitchell had been good at the line, 3 for 3 until that miss. See if he can split the 2 free throws here and draw the Tigers within 1.
Tigers 20 of 23. He makes the free throw. It's a 1-point game. With 4:28 to play, Missouri will extend the pressure again. Banks takes the inbound, shadowed by Grill, handling the ball in the backcourt. Coming from right to left towards the front court, almost double dribble. Comes in the front court on the right side. Picks up the dribble, hands it to Combs. Shot clock 20. Just over 4 to play. Combs, middle of the floor. Right sideline, Mascari. Back outside, Combs. Shot clock 12, middle of the floor. Free throw line, Manyow. Back outside to Sturts, left side. 8 on the shot clock. Curls, gets in the paint, high floater, rims in. 3-point game with 4:01 to play. In transition, Warwick had it taken away, trying to fight for it. Ball free on the court, picked up by Sturts. Just makes a play on the defensive end after getting a basket. Sturts, right side, Mascari, walk up 3, missed it. Rebound tipped by Mitchell, controlled by Grill. 3:40 to play, Missouri down 3. T.O. Barrett on the left side, handling the ball. Comes middle of the floor, now right side. Curls it, cut off at the elbow. Spinning to the right block, puts up a floater. In and out. Rebound pulled down by Combs. Maybe not the guy you want to shoot the shot at that point. Tigers down 3, 3:20 to play. Next dead ball, the under 4 timeout. Combs, left side, in the front court, left of the logo. Middle of the floor. Big possession here. Can Missouri get a stop and keep it a 1-possession game? Into the paint. Combs to the cutter. Manyow mishandles it, gets it back, lays it up and in. Late clock execution by Drake. They lead by 5. Warwick for Missouri on the right side between the circles. Top of the key, Grill. Ball fake. Now drive, Sturts. Step back 3 from the left side of the key. Missed it. Rebound pulled down by Drake, and a foul against Missouri, and you'll wonder if that might be the death knell for Missouri. Bad shot taken on the offensive end on a turnaround by Barrett, and then Grill trying to force the action with a 3 from the left side of the key. Drake will get the ball back, but first the under 4 timeout. Bulldogs lead 56-51 on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
So this is kind of personal, but the girl that I was with just randomly stopped talking to me. I had no idea why, and I just found out she was pregnant. Luckily, she found resources that helped her keep her apartment and helped make sure her bills got paid. If she hadn't found help, I might not have gotten a chance to be a father to my son. If you or someone you know is facing an unexpected pregnancy, there are resources for you to achieve your dreams and be a parent. Brought to you by Vitae Foundation.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Two minutes and 47 seconds to play. Drake will have the basketball, leading 56-51. Stick around after the game for our Socket Fiber postgame show. We'll hear from Missouri's special assistant to the head coach, David Dickey Nutt. As we'll see if the Tigers can come back from this 5-point deficit with 2:47 left in regulation.
Well, you appreciate the fight in Missouri to come back from 15 down in the second half to within 1 at 52-51, but then, you lean on great players to make great plays in championship events. And Bennett Sturts of Drake got a big basket there to keep the Bulldogs in front, going from 52-51 to 54-51. Mike, listen to this line for Bennett Sturts. 21 points, 8 of 11 shooting, 3 of 3 from three-point range, 2 of 2 at the line, 21 points and 3 assists as he has led this Drake team, which I think he's been as good as advertised. They've been as good as advertised, leading most of the way, and yet Missouri still hungry and fighting, battling to the end to get within 1, but now falling behind at 5 with the Bulldogs with the ball coming up.
Drake has turned it over 14 times, so has Missouri.
Still time, but you've got to first and foremost get a stop defensively, then get that ball back and run good offense. 2:47 is a lot of time, even in this game. But again, Drake is going to be as deliberate as usual, you figure, offensively, and they're going to try to be as successful as they've executed well tonight.
1 in bonus for Eli Combs, or Cale Combs. 77% foul shooter is the Wyoming transfer who played in 26 games there. Followed one of their assistant coaches from Wyoming to Drake, where he became an assistant coach. He and Manyow both came with the assistant coach to join McCollum's staff. Makes the free throw. 57-51 makes this. It's a 2-possession or 3-possession game with 2:47 to play. Made them both. Barely touched moved the net as it fell through. 58-51. Missouri needs points and stops down by 7. Robinson cut off top of the key. Backdoor cut. Grill for the flush as he beats Sturt's backdoor. Cuts the lead to 5. Tigers need to stop in the backcourt. Banks gets it to Sturtz, guarded by Grill. Comes into the front court right sideline. 2:24 to play in regulation. Missouri down by 5. Sturtz hip to the basket, guarded by Grill. Left of the logo. Just inside of half court. Patiently dribbling the ball, allowing the shot clock to roll down. 2:13 to play. Missouri down 5. Sturtz middle of the floor, facing up with the dribble. Right side, driving Combs. Strip ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Missouri. So with 4.9 on the shot clock, 2:07 to play, they'll inbound baseline left.
Just orchestrated by Coach McCullum from the sideline. Sturtz looks at him and he says, get going with the offense with 10 on the shot clock. Didn't score, but they'll inbound here with 4.9 on that clock.
Big baseline out of bounds possession for Missouri to defend with 4.9 to play, 2:07 to play in a 5-point game. Holmes, ball fake, throws it outside. Mascari drives, jump stop, right wing, 15-footer blocked by Robinson. Tipped up, no good. Tipped again, and a foul on the rebound against Missouri's Mitchell. 2 players from Drake getting hands on the basketball underneath, and that's been kind of the story of the game, is Missouri being out-rebounded in this game, 27-22.
And I don't think many would have predicted that with the size advantage the Tigers have against this Drake team. But Drake's been good defensively. Missouri's missed a lot of shots, allowing for rebounds certainly at one end of the floor. But here again, just effort on the offensive glass by Drake. 2
free throws for Banks. Missouri with 10 fouls. Banks 0 for 2 from the foul line. Where's number 6? And misses the first free throw. 58-53. Again, if he makes the free throw, still a 2-possession game with 2:01 to play. Tavion Banks makes the next. It's a 6-point game. Robinson left to right in the front court. Handling the ball with Missouri trailing 59-53. Gets it to Bates. Curls the left side of the key. Now drives to the left block. Comes under the basket to the right side. Forced it up. Missed it, but he got fouled by Banks. Banks picks up his 3rd personal foul. So free throws coming up for Bates with Missouri trailing by 6.
Bates just 8 points tonight. Mark Mitchell just 6 points tonight. Grill leading the way with 14. Again, this low-scoring total has spoken really well for Drake and exactly what they wanted to do to Missouri.
Bates makes the free throw, cuts it to 5, and that was foul number 4 on Tavion Banks for Drake. 1:49 to play in regulation. Missouri trailing 59-54. Bates, the left-hander from Kansas City, makes the next free throw. He's got 10. Grill leads Missouri with 14. Full court pressure, 2-possession game, 1:49 to play. In the backcourt, Combs. Right side, double team, picks up the dribble ball, deflected, picked up by Mitchell. Mitchell throws it right wing, Robinson, left side of the key. Warwick, a 3, missed it. Rebound run down by Drake.
Boy, they had the right guy shooting it. It was set up for Marquez, just off the iron.
Sturtz around Robinson into the front court to the right side. Alley-oop, snatched by Maniacow, missed it. Now a foul on the putback as he got his own rebound. Foul goes against Missouri with 1:26 to play. Warwick picks up the personal foul.
What an opportunity Missouri created at the other end. I think it was Grill who deflected that pass in the backcourt with a double team with Robinson, and then Missouri got it to Warwick. A good look from the left wing, uncontested, just off the rim. Could have pulled them within 1.
Pair of free throws for Cam Manyow. Transferred from Wyoming, played at Staley High School in Kansas City. Free throw hits the back of the rim, literally almost comes to a stop, and then drops in. 60-55, 1:26 to play in regulation. Again, if he makes the free throw, still a 2-possession game. Missed this free throw. Rebound Mitchell to Missouri. Throws it out to Bates in transition from left to right. Free throw line. Left side of the lane. Hanging. Missed it. Couldn't finish at the rim. And now a foul on a reach against Missouri with 1:16 to play. How many shots has Missouri not been able to finish at the rim tonight?
Yeah, really disappointing. I mean, Tamar got deep into the defense, put it up, ball rolled right around the rim and off, and Missouri's missed some chances they've had that you'd think they'd be able to convert.
1:16 to play, 60-55. Banks at the free throw line. If he makes both, it's a 3-possession game.
Desperate times for Missouri because guys like Robinson and Bates, who you want out there obviously and need out there on the front crunch time, both with 4 fouls, and Missouri likely will have to foul here in this final 1:16.
Banks' first free throw, dances home. 6-point lead. This to make it a 3-possession or 2-possession, 3-possession game, with 1:16 to play. 61-55. Tavian Banks. He's got 10 points. Misses the free throw. 1:15 to play. Robinson left to right in the front court on the left side. To the left wing inside the arc. To the left block under the basket. Loses the ball out of bounds. Off his leg. He was double teamed. And again, Drake is so good at double teaming the ball handler as they get closer to the basket. They force another Missouri turnover.
Yeah, a lot of Tiger turnovers tonight. You just like to see them move the ball, pass the ball.
15 turnovers on Missouri tonight.
You know, it's late in the game, but it's still north of a minute to go in a 2-possession game, so you don't have to be that desperate. But you mentioned 15 Tiger turnovers, 15 Drake turnovers. I mean, Drake's been good offensively, but they've not been near perfect. Sturtz has been outstanding as usual, but they've left some points out there. They've given the Tigers some turnovers, but again, they've cashed in on Missouri's turnovers more than Missouri's cashed in on Drake's turnovers.
And that's for you to make sure they have the right ball out on the right person. Pat Adams taking a peek at it. T.O. Barrett and Trent Pierce will come in for Missouri. 1:08 to play. 61-55 is the Drake lead. Drake's ball.
After the review, the call is confirmed as Blues basketball.
Now the Tigers try to extend the full court pressure. Don't need to necessarily foul right away. They go into the diamond press.
Each team with 1 timeout left. Remember, Missouri used a few timeouts early trying to keep themselves in the game, and they've kept themselves in the game, still behind, though.
Pierce on the ball. To inbound it Combs. He's a left-hander. Holds. Looks. Has trouble. Now floats it on the sideline. Leap and grab Mascari. Back to Combs. 1:06 to play. Handling the ball. Double team Combs. Throws it on the right side. Mascari comes around Pierce. Throws it to Sturtz. Alley-oop for Combs. Dagger with 58 seconds to play. Drake extends it to 63-55. Pierce on the left wing. Back to T.O. Barrett. Timeout taken by Dennis Gates. His final timeout with his team in trouble. 52 seconds perhaps left in Missouri's season as they trail 63-55.
Coach Ben McCullum has just done such a remarkable job with this group. Again, 4 of them from Northwest Missouri State can sense it with his players. Fist pump after that last basket. They carved up the press, got a slam dunk for the easy basket at one end. Again, it was Sturtz, the leading scorer with 21 points, but now 4 assists as well. And this is some exhibition. Again, 4 of these guys were playing in Division II last year, 4 of them, and they're about to win an NCAA tournament game and probably give whoever they play next in the second round a heck of a battle as well. But Drake on the verge of going 31-3 with an upset victory over Missouri here tonight. Less than a minute away from it, up by 8 points at 63-55.
They are so poised on the offensive end, particularly late clock. That's their DNA. That's what they do. Most possessions average about 22 seconds. If you make mistakes defensively, they make you pay. From a defensive standpoint, again, we talked about that. Film doesn't do justice to how physical they are from a defensive standpoint and how good they are with their hands. And fundamentally sound.
They have dominated this game. It's close. Missouri's made it close, but they have almost led from start to finish. Missouri's led for all of 2.5 minutes, and the biggest Tiger lead was 2 in the first portion of the ball game.
Robinson left sideline in the front court, holding and looking. Now floats it in. Intercepted as he tried to force it down low to Mitchell. 50 seconds left in Missouri's season. Bounce it ahead to Combs. Throws it ahead to Banks. Left blocker now on the left baseline. Fans outside. And a foul against Missouri with 45 seconds to play. Drake is going to advance. They're going to play either Texas Tech or they will take on the Seahawks of UNC Wilmington. Missouri's going to end the season at 22-12. Drake's going to go to 31-3.
Well, that's a real... Excuse me, Mike. I just... Expanding on your thoughts, I think what's a real bitter pill to swallow for Mizzou fans is not just this game, but after such a promising season, the Tigers will finish having lost 6 of their last 8 games. 6 losses in 8 games to end what was such a great season and still was successful by a lot of standards with big wins along the way, but going out not well, and timing's everything. It wasn't real good timing for Missouri, unfortunately, down the stretch.
No, never good timing to start losing games in March, but the other thing, too, big picture, people will look at it. You go back to the Alabama game, and that changed. You won the game in a shootout, 110-98. But then maybe you didn't focus as much defensively as a team from that point forward, just thinking you could outscore people. Warwick, step back 3, right corner, rims out, rebound Drake. 33 seconds left in Missouri's season. Drake with a 65-55 lead. Win number 31 for this well-coached group of Bulldogs who will see how long their head coach stays in Des Moines.
And the fans, I'm sure, if he goes, be it Iowa or somewhere else, would miss him. But wish him a fond farewell and thank him. What a historic season for Drake. Just piled on the last 4 seasons under Darren DeVries. Ben McCullum comes in 1 year. It's going to be 31-3 with Missouri Valley regular season and tournament championships as well.
Jackson makes the free throw, 66-55. Tigers will bus back to Missouri tomorrow. The overrated chant from the Drake fans now being heard here inside of Wichita. Misses the next free throw. Rebound Mark Mitchell, outlet to Warwick. Tigers down at 11. Warwick to Cruz. Head and shoulder fake. Now a 3. Missed it. Rebound tipped by Grill. No good. Mitchell can't get it. On the sideline, saved by Sturtz. Throws it into his end. Intercepted by Warwick. Pierce, right side Cruz. Right baseline Mitchell for the dunk with 14 seconds to play. Missouri down 66-57 with 14 seconds to play. 3-possession game. Inbounds taken by Combs. Fouled by Mitchell with 13.2 to play.
The SEC will fall to 4-3 after these early games. Missouri will be the first SEC team that had a better seed than its opponent to lose. The seeds have held in the other games.
You'll get to spend more time with your wife and less time with me over the course of the next several months.
Well, I will take that trade. With all due respect. No. Who wouldn't, though?
Most would.
Yes.
Banks misses the free throw.
But what a season for Missouri. The highlights: wins over Kansas and Florida, Alabama, all top 5 ranked teams at the time. And, you know, it just started to go wrong with the Vanderbilt game. That was such a strange and disappointing ending. Missouri up late by 4 with 12 seconds to go, up 3 with time ticking out. Vandy got it to overtime and won.
67-57. Warwick into the paint, had it taken away. Drake moves on as they knock off Missouri 67-57 here in Wichita on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
The most powerful ideas come from understanding. By asking what's important here. At Great Southern Bank, we start by asking our customers to find out how we're doing and what they really need. Then we get to work, making banking easier and more efficient.